homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind and the Under Oath podcast. A little more free advice. Any conversation you have with the insurance company after you get into an accident will be recorded. Everything you say can and will be used against you. For example, when they ask you how you're doing, these are not words of concern. These are traps to keep them from paying your medical expenses. Simply reply with, I've been told to avoid answering questions like this. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Being a great dad doesn't require some fat wallet. I realized a simple stopwatch could make my kid's day better. I turned everything into a speed competition. Just time everything. How fast can they make their bed? How quickly can they fold 10 shirts? The weirder, the better. I once timed who could hug me the longest. They'll be excited if you're excited. Trust me.
Pull out a stopwatch or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
This Saturday and Sunday only at Old Navy. Get 50% off all activewear. That's right, get 50% off all activewear for the family. Hurry, it's 2 days only this Saturday and Sunday, only at Old Navy. Valid 1/13 and 1/14. Excludes license and clearance.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Hey, it's RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. My sales are frozen. So this month, I've cooked up the craziest icebreaker ever. Right now, I'm paying way over appraised value for any car. Plus, with my dealer next door credit approval process, you could skate home for just $8 down. But hurry, this deal will melt away fast. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. See details at rchill.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN, GREEN, GREEN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio. Real Radio. 104.1.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Friday, January 12th, 2024. Lots to get to today, from get ready to rumble to a paraplegic man just climbed a mountain and why everybody is covering their nose in photos. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show. Just send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And this never, ever, ever, ever happens.
What happened?
We got a last-minute message, folks.
Hey, what?
I can't believe it. I'm just as shocked as you are to learn this, but I look down, and there's a last-minute message staring at me from that politician with Down syndrome. Let's see what they said.
Have a great Friday.
Friday, you mother.
We did it, everybody! Yeah! We made our way through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday has arrived. Pat yourself on the back for making it to the weekend. How's everybody doing on a Friday?
Good. How are you?
I believe you, I kind of believe you today. I don't know. It's kind of weird outside. It's kind of, it's like weird and like, it looks like there's a fog out there. I don't know what's happening.
Absolutely a fog because I passed by downtown and you can't see the tops of the buildings. And I'm like, is this Gotham City?
It makes you not want to go outside. I don't know what it is about that. You just look outside and you're like, not for me. I'm not supposed to do that today.
Not today.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're dealing with. And this weekend, everybody, no matter where you're listening right now, is going to be dealing with some pretty nasty weather as a winter storm hits the United States of America. And this thing could bomb out. This thing could bomb out. Do you guys know what bombing out means in a winter storm?
I was going to ask.
Oh, come on. You guys know anything about weather?
No, I mean, I used that phrase bomb out back in college. And I think
this is different.
Yeah, different.
I've known this for a total 1 hour, okay? So I know all about this stuff. This is something that's just baked into me now. They say the potent storm tracking across the central U.S. will continue to strengthen on Friday, bringing all modes of hazardous weather to the eastern half of the country. At its peak intensity tonight, it may strengthen enough to bomb out or be considered a bomb cyclone, which sounds cool, kind of.
Yeah.
But also bad. A rapidly strengthening storm that undergoes a significant drop in pressure, a real measure of a storm strength in a short time. Bomb cyclones are formidable and unload heavy snow and strong winds during the winter.
Ooh.
So that could be happening to us. That's why they're saying some of these football games are going to be miserable.
Dude, you were asking earlier this week, like, who would dare go to the Dolphins game where it's going to be, it feels like -5. And sure enough, I talked to my friend Arturo, who tried to convince his wife to get last-minute tickets for it. And he's like, it's all about layers. I'm like, that's when you're walking through it, not when you're standing there for an entire football game.
Yeah,
I
don't think there's any strategy for -5-degree wind chill. It's just like you're not going to make that pleasant.
No, the strategy is absolutely, positively don't do it.
Yeah, or just try to survive. That's what you're trying to get at. C-Lane, do me a favor. Look on StubHub for tickets to that game and see, are they remarkably cheap since nobody probably wants to grin and bear that out there?
Here's the thing. I wonder what the strategy would be. And is it on StubHub or is it on the ticket sellers themselves to lower the prices? But let's see.
Know.
Chiefs... I Dolphins.
It's got to be cheaper because who would pay to go to see this game? You'd have to be the most hardcore fan ever. Apparently Arturo is for the Dolphins especially because you could be sitting in like decent weather inside nice and comfy or...
Hell no for me.
You could be a snowman, which no thank you. What do you see in Sealand?
A bunch in the 300 section for... 45 each, 48, 50, 51.
For a playoff game.
Yeah, that's cheap.
332. Let's see. These are all sections I would not want to sit in.
Yeah.
In the 100s, we're getting down to like, there's some 90s, like in the corners. But 50-yard line, we're looking at 176.
That's cheap for that spot,
225, 175, 189. It's all relatively cheap.
So do you think it's going to end up being empty, or like the folks that live locally will be like, let's do it, we're used to this?
The most hardcore of hardcore fans will probably still want to go. But imagine at this game, you want to talk about the difference between seats. Imagine if you got a box at this game.
I was just going to say, that's the big money ticket right there.
You get to watch all the people just freezing to death out in all those seats, and you're like, boy, you know it's actually a little too toasty in here? I'm going to go get another corn dog. I'll be back in 15 minutes. You know, like that's a win right there. That is absolutely a victory. All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Congress, where they were discussing all kinds of things yesterday. Ins, outs, ups, downs.
And sometimes people make mistakes when they say things. Here we go.
Well, I appreciate the passion from my friend across the aisle and the outrage. I think we're all outraged about many things. But if we're going to talk about outrageous things that have happened or things that have never happened, let's talk about the fact that President Trump incited an erection. And maybe that too.
Stumbled into that one face first and then doubled down.
Not the first or last time we have heard that, right?
Nope.
There was a lot of erections after the insurrection.
I mean, erection is closer to election than insurrection. It's just right for erection.
Incited an erection.
Oh, God.
But I think people are used to saying election. Like, we have a lot more elections on TV than erections, arguably.
Well,
you're watching
for
the
now.
wrong channels, man.
Things might change. Uh-oh, hang on. What happened to the lady?
The coverage is longer
Incited
for
an erection. And maybe that too.
We can talk about that too, I guess.
Everybody's having a good time.
There we are. Let's talk about boners.
There we go. Always solving our problems there in Congress. Those politicians, they're the best of the best. Be careful this weekend with that weather, especially if you're driving in the snow. Have you guys ever driven in snow? Either one of you, Sabrina or Celine?
No.
I've ridden in snow.
I have a couple of times, and it's way more scary than anything else when you're driving in weather. For me, because you don't know. Everything just feels like you're going to drive over it and slip off into the distance and crash into stuff.
Yeah, I was just in the car when someone was driving, and that was very used to it, thank God. Because
even that's enough, you know?
It would have been a lot longer of a trip if it was me driving.
Yeah, one time to maybe 2 times total I've driven in the snow, and just not a fan of it. And you think, every once in a while, I'll be driving on some highway, some interstate, and the lanes will be kind of old and you can't really tell what's a lane and what's not a lane. Well, when you get all that snow, it's just one big white path down the road a lot of times. And you're like, this feels about right. I'll stay in this spot right here for a little while. It's dangerous. So do be safe out there. And most of you who are in this are used to all of that, thankfully. Some emails rolling in on a Friday, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. And Shelby emails, says, first off, I want to say I love the show. I've been a long-time listener, and I'm proud to claim I was one of the first 1,000 Secret Show subscribers. Second, if I rant a bit, I apologize. Any idea on what Shelby is going to rant about right here that's happened lately on the show?
Not a podcast listener.
I don't think so.
Going to rant. Oh, gosh. I mean, we really covered a lot of things.
Something yesterday.
Is it politics related?
No, it was an email from another listener, actually.
Oh, God. I'm blanking now. C-Lane?
It was the other listener that told us how good we were. That was how much they enjoyed the show.
Oh, okay.
Yep, she's upset about how good we are.
And this listener doesn't agree.
No, some listeners need to stay in their lane, especially this is like Family Feud. When they come up with the worst answer, oh, yeah, good answer. Let's see what's up there. I've been a nurse for the past 9 years, and in August I will graduate with my master's degree to become an adult nurse practitioner. I could technically be your primary care doctor later this year. Anyway, the diagnosis the previous listener provided with you is crazy. First off,
diabetes.
Diabetes is a disease affecting your blood sugar, not salt, she says. Diabetes.
I did find that a little bit weird. I was like, I thought diabetes was the sugar.
I didn't catch on in the slightest. Diabetes or pre-diabetes would have nothing to do with how much meat you consume for lunch. It's advised, however, to moderate your salt intake and limit those lunch meats for your blood pressure. Diabetes can affect vision, but it affects your vision in what you see. It doesn't affect the tearing production, nor does hypernatremia, too much salt in your body. Lastly, in my opinion, it sounds like it's a combination of allergies and dry eyes. Epiphoria, excessive tearing, can be caused by a variety of things. Most commonly, though, allergies and dry eyes. Now, she says this, and I'm sure she's right about what she's talking about. But after that person emailed, I did Google it, and diabetes does have like a tearing thing that goes along with it. So I did see that was a thing.
Yeah, but your tears taste like sugar.
I didn't try them.
Oh.
And you know what? I didn't put any salt on my lunch meat yesterday. No tears shed. I did not cry during my lunch yesterday.
Yay.
Couldn't be happier about it. I've attached
Just
some
the
information.
idea that you're putting salt on your lunch meat is so
I'm not
weird
anymore.
to me.
I'm not as of today. I thought that was a thing people did. I thought you made your little Sammy and then you put like a little salt and pepper on top.
There's a lot of salt in it already.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's just kind of like ingrained in you. Like I've had to switch myself up and like, cause it used to be if I was ordering a sub at like Subway, Publix, wherever I'm getting it, at the end of telling them all my toppings, I'm like salt, pepper, oil, and oregano. And I was like, why am I putting salt on it? It's lunch meat. It's deli meat that's already very, very salty. So I've had to change up and be like, don't add the salt, just pepper and oregano.
Oh, so you were crying too at one point. You had your food cries too?
No, I'm not a bitch.
Oh, boy.
All right. If it continues, you should follow up with your primary care just to ensure it's nothing more serious that needs to be addressed. But you said you were going to do that anyway this year, so it shouldn't be an issue. She finishes up, love the show, love you guys, Fritz and the doggos included, Shelby. Thank you, Shelby. Appreciate that. We have so much to get to on a very busy Friday. Got people dropping by today. We got This Week in Florida. We got the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
We're lit up with stuff to talk about, and we want to hear from you. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit us with your first dispatch right now. When we come back, it's time to eat the politicians.
Oh. Well, that's interesting because I'm hungry.
We can salt those. Yeah,
I'll explain what all this means. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, PAY, P-A-Y, PAY. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the Greenway northbound between Aloma Avenue and Red Bug Lake Road. There's slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 408 eastbound at Mills Avenue. There's a bunch of delays on I-4 eastbound before State Road 408. Travel with caution there. And the left lane is blocked on I-4 eastbound near Michigan Street. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
It's playoff time, and the road to Vegas starts with this upcoming wild card weekend. Bet Online is your #1 source for football odds, stats, trends, and lines, with everything from point spreads to player performance props. Head to Bet Online today to stay updated on all the action. Bet Online, the game starts here.
Remember, when you're ready to sell or trade in your next car, go to GiveMeTheVin.com, because one thing's for certain, I love to buy cars.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Mecum Auctions. The world's largest collector car auction returns to Kissimmee, Florida, January 2nd to the 14th at Osceola Heritage Park. Featuring 4,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend and Motor Trend Plus. From avid collectors to those new to the Mecum experience, we welcome everyone. Register to bid now at Mecum.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Crayola Creativity Week starts January 22nd to celebrate creativity and engage kids all around the world in creative learning. With celebrity creators, hands-on activities, read-alouds, and giveaways, it's easy and free to participate. Register today at Crayola.com/creativityweek.
Pay Dr. Portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $9.90. Plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
What'd your mom pack you for lunch?
Let's see. A turkey sandwich, chips, and... Oh, fresh from Florida strawberries.
I'll trade you for some string cheese.
Sure. Here's my sandwich and my chips.
No, I want the Florida strawberries.
Seriously? No way.
Can I throw in my juice box?
You can throw in your lunchbox. You're not getting my Florida strawberries.
Pack the snacks your kids want to eat. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop.
How about my new sneakers?
Nope.
These earbuds?
Nope.
My backpack?
Nope.
Guys, are you tired of being tired? Frustrated because it seems impossible to lose belly fat? If you're looking for a solution, then listen to Mark.
I had fantastic results with the Andro 400 Max. Probably lost 35 pounds, and more impressive than that was the inches I lost off of my belly and my waist. And the increased energy is fantastic. I'll be totally honest, I tried a different product, and I wasn't happy with the different product. You guys are considerably cheaper than the other brand, and I can really feel the difference.
Andro 400 Max, the extra strength, all natural testosterone booster. The safe, easy, and affordable way to gain energy and lose stubborn belly fat. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Feel and look like a new man. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
How do I, Dad? Here's something I do. I write a letter to my kids every month. Yep, I write a letter and send it to my own house. I'm pen pals with my own kids. I know it sounds silly, but they love it. I don't write anything crazy. Just tell them I love them, ask them questions, whatever. Normal stuff. But when it shows up in the mailbox, I'm super dad.
Write your kids letters or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 70s Rock Ride, Pink Floyd, Eagles, Van Halen, Tom Petty, Zeppelin, and more. Try something new for 2024. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search 70s Rock Ride, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio. Check out the latest certified pre-owned vehicles online now at OrlandoNissan.com. Radio.
104.1. Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This
Even before you've been born. It's a weird thing that happens now because you got to test things out. In fact, I bet C-Lane just did this not too long ago because C-Lane has a couple-month-old baby named Jackson. And when you're going through all the names and trying to pick one and you end up with Jackson Lane, well, you got to do that thing where you go, all right, let's pretend we're in elementary school with little Jackson. What are all the things we can make fun of about his name?
Which is sad if you think about it, but
it is.
It is a thing that does happen and has been happening for decades. We can account for that.
Even for Dylan, we did that. We're like, okay, well, what if we name him Dylan Wasson? And then we're like, what are all the things the bullies at school are going to say about his name?
Dildo.
Right, that's the first thing that comes up.
It's so interesting. So, I found out, I think it was while we were on the show, what I was named after, and it was the supporting angel in Charlie's Angels.
Yes, right.
Now, after I was born came Sabrina the Teenage Witch, so they could have never predicted that all the kids would be calling me a teenage witch, which is not the worst thing. It could have been Sabrina the, girl with the fat rolls or something. Another great show.
The tough part, I haven't seen that one. The tough part is, you're right.
Only
you're
2 seasons, but they were quality seasons.
You can't predict what's going to happen next. And if you name your kid something and then all of a sudden there's some terrible monster of a person that comes out.
Jared from Subway.
Like if in 2000 you said, we're going to name him Osama. It's a beautiful name. What could be wrong with Osama?
Sunset.
And then September 11th comes around and he goes, son of a bitch. And you realize you got a bit of a problem on your hands. This happens. Well, did you do that actually with Jackson? Did you consider all the things that the other kids might say to him?
I don't think we really put too much on that. I think we more so just kind of it was implied.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple names we had where Ashley would go well, sounds like he's already joined the lacrosse team and sexually harassed someone. We would think of names and then roast that name and be like, what a douche. Next up.
He's got no chance if he's given that name. It happens a lot. And now the new thing that a lot of parents-to-be are considering is that with a lot of jobs, when you get your work email, they tend to do something different, which is they take your first initial many times and put it next to your last name, and then it's at IBM.com. So for C Lane, Chris Lane, it would be C and then LANE at IBM.com or at iHeartRadio or whatever. That's how they do things. And parents are saying, hey, while you're going through the name picking process, you need to consider this. One woman in particular who brought this to light, her name is Sam, okay? Sam. So we start with an S.
Sam, got it.
And her last name is Hart, H-A-R-T.
All right.
So she is Shart at whatever her business is in every single email that she gets.
What if that Kanega family had a son named Oliver?
There's no fixing that. I mean, that whole family, is it football or basketball? Football, right? That team is done for. I don't know what they're going to do to fix that. But this is just something you need to consider. If you're choosing a name for your baby, think about what that looks like, because you don't want to have Shart or something similar to it for the rest of your working career. That's not a good time. Before we hear from you, and you do join us on the show today, each and every time we do the show, you can send us a dispatch by going to thenewsjunkie.com, and you can do it on any phone or laptop, anything with a microphone. You can record that short message and send your opinion our way. They're getting ready for the vote next week in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, getting ready, of course. All of Iowa getting ready for the primary that's going to be kicking off there very soon. It looks like Trump is in the lead in the polling. And then second place, looks like Haley actually is in second place in Iowa. And that puts Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, down at third place.
And everybody else custom heels.
Everybody else is just kind of there. They're just kind of hanging out. There's one particular spot in Des Moines that celebrates when they do these primaries, and in doing so, they let you eat all the politicians. So they put something on the menu for each politician that's running in the election. The one for Ron DeSantis, kind of obvious, I think, where they're going to go for this.
Meatballs.
Yes, Meatball Ron. It's a meatball patty. With
It's
mozzarella?
going to be pudding you have to use with your fingers.
I was going to say, it was either meatballs or pudding.
What is this, Elaine? Explain this to me, okay? It's a meatball patty with mozzarella, fried banana, marinara, in a hidden garlic bread lift, they say. To take a shot at Ron
Fried
DeSantis.
banana. Have you tried that before?
Yeah, what's that doing in there?
It seems weird to pair that with a meatball, but I mean,
I bet it might be good, actually. Like that little sweet taste out of nowhere.
Is it on the... Is it part of the rest of it, or is it like a side item?
No, I think it's on the sandwich itself, is what this is suggesting, at least.
Yeah.
And it's $15.99.
It's giving me like
insane.
It's giving me like plantain vibes, but it seems like if you use fried banana, it'd be sweeter, and you wouldn't want to pair that with a meatball. But you know, they might know better than me.
They are taking shots at all the politicians. So when they have Vivek Ramaswamy, he once did an Eminem song, did karaoke to an Eminem song at one of his events. So they have Mama Swami Spaghetti, a spaghetti and meatball sandwich. A lot of meatballs going on with these if you want to eat the politician.
Turns out this is just an Italian restaurant with some creativity.
Day One Dictator is the sandwich for Trump. Flamin' Hot Cheetos, orange kielbasa with Russian dressing, which I don't know about that one. You could get a Sleepy Joe shake if you'd like, with Sleepy Time tea mint syrup in it, or the Dark Brandon shake with Red Hot's candy inside. All of these to show who you're supporting or maybe even going against when it comes to the voting, the caucus, and all of that good stuff happening in Iowa. I'm sure they'll be making tons of money off of this and get plenty of free promo out of the whole thing. All right, let's go over to you. Let's see what you got on your mind. Here we go. Here's Bald Death Dealer talking about names. It's a dangerous thing to name your kid the wrong thing.
Hey, News Junkie.
Hey.
So, talking about trying to come up with names for kids. My dad's family, for whatever reason, had a thing for naming the sons after American generals and such. And so, my grandfather's name was Washington. And so my dad wanted to name me after his dad, and my older brother and sister were like, no, don't do that. Kids are going to tease them at school. And so they came up with something else. However, it became my middle name, and all my family on my dad's side knows me as Washington. But all of my very close friends, they know me as Washington as well. So, yeah. Anyways, later.
Washington is a strange one.
Right? I don't know
for
anyone.
a first name?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've never heard that. I think with that you would get, and have you ever met somebody that had this, or maybe you guys even have this yourself and we've just never really gone over it? Either your first or your middle name, you will just not identify with it at all. You just be like, what? No, this doesn't seem like it should be my name. Like Michael is my middle name, and even when I write it, I'm like, Michael, what the hell is that? It doesn't seem like my name.
Mine I definitely identify with, especially because...
Really? Because you drive a
Mazda, yeah, thank you. But
not a Mercedes?
It's the middle name of my mom and the middle name of my grandmother. So, and every time I share it, it kind of sounds a little exotic unless you're like Mercedes. And it's Mercedes.
Yeah.
And that's enough information I've given about my identity.
What street did you grow up on?
North Miami Avenue.
What was the name of your first pet? What was, try to get all the info out there. Mercedes you identify with, though. You're like, okay, I hear that.
I love that middle name. I would like to give it to my first daughter.
Yeah. And
Should I ever have one?
You said first. How many daughters are you planning on having?
15 according to the MASH game I just played.
That's a reality show right there.
My sister did this. My sister congratulated me. Like she reached out on Facebook. She's like, "Congrats on your first child." I'm like, "Is that, are you implying that I should have a clan?"
God. Well, Christopher, do you identify with Dolores, the middle name that you have? Is that something that
I don't identify with the fake one as much, although it's really hard to shake. But my actual middle name is the name of my father and my grandfather as well. So I do identify with it. When do you say identify with it? Like, nobody calls me that.
Yeah, but does it feel like that is, I don't know, for me, my middle name seems foreign to me. It's like, if anybody ever said, like, even if you said Sean Michael Wasson, I'd be like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's mine.
When I picked up a prescription for my son. It was the first time that I had seen his name typed out with the middle initial instead of, like, because when you do like the baby shower and stuff, it's like the full name. There's full names all over everything, right?
Yeah.
It was the first time I saw it with a middle initial. It said Jackson C. Lane, and my first thought was, makes him sound like an adult already. Like, it makes it like it's a business card or something,
like reporting for duty.
And then the second
grown up.
And then Ashley saw it. She goes, "Oh, his name's C-Lane too, huh?" We've never even thought of that.
Just couldn't get it out of there. We want to hear from you and whatever you have on your mind, just like this. Here's TNT, a West Palm Beach listener.
What's going on, News Junkies?
Hey,
Resting Bitch Voice here on this gloomy
Resting Bitch Voice
Friday down here in West Palm.
Saturday, Sunday.
I just wanted to chime in with two things. First off, when are we going to get a live show? Hopefully 2025.
We got to do that.
South Florida Fair starts today.
Oh, that's a good time, too.
Maybe next year, possibly.
Sunfest. We're going to Sunfest.
No, don't even say it.
No, this is our year, man. This is our year.
What? We're going to go this year.
Loans, because my wife just called me about half hour ago informing me that her $25,000 student loan debt has been forgiven.
Whoa.
Oh,
so
damn.
That is amazing news. Other
All right.
than that, love the show. You guys rock. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
Love you. Right back at you, TNT. Quick break, and we want to hear from you. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. Man, I'm so burpy as of late.
Why?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. This is not a medical malady. I'm not trying to say there's something else wrong with me. I'm just burping a lot. All right, so I'm trying to do it away from the microphone the best I can.
Thank you.
When we come back, there are some parents that we need to address. It's about their daughter. There's a lot to digest on this one, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends.
No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun.
Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida weather forecast. And tonight we've got showers around, even some brief downpours. Low temperature, well, it's actually going to warm up toward daybreak into the 60s. For tomorrow, 78 will be the high temperature. A warm, breezy day, then some thunderstorms possible. A couple of storms in the afternoon could be severe, so we're going to track that for you very carefully. Otherwise, much cooler this weekend with highs only reaching the 60s for Saturday and Sunday. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa has pizza. Get $5 off pizza when you order in the Wawa app or on your favorite delivery app starting at 4 p.m. Gotta have a Wawa.
Folks, a lot of companies out there that you just can't trust. They're going to try to take advantage. They'll try to rip you off. They don't care if you're only going to be a customer once. They just want to make as much money off you as possible. And then there's those honest companies, these locally owned and operated, family owned and operated companies that are looking to have you as a customer for life. They want to make sure that when you think of your air conditioner, you think of Mills Air, right? That's what this company is all about. They're about honesty. They're about treating you right. That's why I love Mills Air. And that's why they've been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years, 32 years, in fact, of experience in keeping Central Florida cool. Their techs, they are so good. They pick the best techs out there. These are the folks who are going to tell you in simple terms what's wrong with your air conditioner, make it make sense for you, and get everything working. If it's a $5 part, it's a $5 fix. That's the way it goes. They're also a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means they can get you up to $1,275 in rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
WESH 2 News. Now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team keeps going.
We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. WESH 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Hi, welcome to IKEA and our winter sale. Hi. We've got hundreds of offers with up to 70% savings across the store.
Wait, did you say 70%?
Yes.
My kids love playing dress up. Can you help us get organized?
Ooh, yeah. Check out our offers on dressers and storage.
Ooh, what about bath towels?
Yep.
Comforters, pillowcases?
Yes and yes.
I think I need a bigger cart.
Visit IKEA-USA.com/winter sale for details. Offer valid dates may vary. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com/winter sale for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Don't miss Classic Albums Live, performing U2's The Joshua Tree and their greatest hits live, note for note, cut for cut. Friday.
Are these leaking sounds and roof damage keeping you up all night? Call K1 Roofing today. Superior service, efficient workmanship, and stellar results on every job. Let K1 Roofing save you time and money. Call now from your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword new roof and get $1,000 off. It's easy. Dial pound 250 and say keyword new roof. Call K1 Roofing now. Dial pound 250 and say keyword new roof. You have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Experience Mecum Kissimmee 2024, the world's largest collector car auction, now through Sunday, January 14th, with 4,000 collector cars for auction, food, exhibitors, live entertainment, and the Dodge Thrill Ride. Your Mecum experience begins at Mecum.com. That's Mecum.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The show that takes you from Skywall summer to Jack Rocket fall.
Talk about this in just a moment, plus an email from one of you. But I saw the name of the new coach of the New England Patriots, and I was like, that sounds like a friend that I grew up with. It sounds like one of the people from the stories that I tell on the show. The newly announced coach of the New England Patriots is Jared Mayo, just in case you were wondering.
Congrats, Aaron's uncle.
It sounds like somebody that I would tell a story about hanging out with in West Palm Beach. But
it has everything. It has Jared, which was plenty of Jareds in your past, and a food name.
Yep, those are usually the requirements that sound like I've got to know this person at one point. But we're all going to get to know them as the person replacing Bill Belichick over at the Patriots. Here's that email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com from Maria. Maria says, happy weekend to you. Sadly, I'm not able to listen live today, but I'll get caught up through the podcast. You see, my daughter is getting married, she says, so I'll be doing all those things. I wanted to share the show by wearing my Fickle Beast shirt to the rehearsal, but my daughter caught me and squashed that idea. As you know, a mom must dress up. I came up with another idea. I'll be placing the News Junkie magnets on random cars at the ceremony. A game of magnets is on, Maria says. She won't be stopped. Thank you, Sean, Sabrina, and Sealand, for all you do to get us through the week. Well, thank you, Maria. We appreciate it, and congrats to you and your family. Let's get judgy. This was a story that I saw, and I was like, this is creepy. I don't care what anybody says. It's just weird, and I don't know. I don't think we should, support stuff like this. There is a story out today. There's a couple of news articles about this young girl, and she's from Los Angeles. Her name is Kinley Hyman, and Kinley Hyman is one of these beauty pageant girls, and I get it. I think that's a creepy-ass world. I find it to be so weird to take young girls under the age of 10 and doll them up like they're in their teens or 20s and then put them on display in front of a bunch of random people to win some ribbon or prize. I find that to be weird as hell. But the mothers attached to it are usually even weirder, just for the record.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they are trying to live vicariously. Because they were unable to do it. It was also one of the greatest pieces of television history.
Honey Boo Boo?
Honey Boo Boo came from Toddlers and Tiaras.
Yeah.
Which was a look at multiple parents and moms. And the best parts were them in the audience, making sure that their kids did all the dance moves and smiled to make sure they got first place.
I'm going to show you a photo of this little girl and tell me if you think this is as weird and creepy as I do. I can't support this kind of weirdness. And I don't the mom is doing stuff that's wrong here. Anybody who's involved, I don't know if the dad is involved in this. Look at this young girl. She's 7 years old. Okay? How weird is this? Okay?
Why does she have a six-pack?
Yeah, that's real. That's real. She has a six-pack of abs, and they put her in these tiny little clothes.
That does not look like a real picture, man.
It looks like a doll, doesn't it? She looks like a little doll.
It also looks like that kid that, I don't know, he's probably in his 30s now. Remember that super strong kid? Yep. Long hair? He had abs like that?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Way? Or because she's a little girl, it's different?
Well, no, I think that either or, it's terrible. I'm no expert when it comes to working out and fitness, but I'm pretty sure...
You liar. You've been telling everyone for years that you love the gym.
I'm pretty sure that prepubescent people are not supposed to be doing intense workouts. I'm pretty sure that that's bad for you when you're at that stage of your life growth and development. And I'm definitely sure that it's really weird and creepy. And I want to put this on See It Now because it's a visual, but it's also super weird. And I don't know. I'll put it up there just because it is a visual and we like to break down that wall. Angel Hyman from Los Angeles said she first noticed that her pageant-winning daughter had abs when she was just 3 years old.
Was that right?
Top. Yeah, 3. Who doesn't have abs at 3?
I had rolls. I looked like a packed sausage, but okay.
The athletic tot had been competing in pageants from the age of 2 before her mother decided to put her forward for gymnastics, after which rigorous training saw her becoming increasingly lean and shredded. A kid should not look like this. We've seen all the Olympic gymnasts. Do any of them look like this?
I mean, some of them are pretty stacked, but
not like they're first of all, they're older. They're not like this age, but when they're a kid, when they're 7 years old, they look like a kid.
They do. And I mean, I can at least say that with gymnasts that start very early on, it's has a big effect on their growth, and it stunts their growth, and their bodies end up being different if they start very early on, and you end up being, Simone Biles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the idea that she noticed her daughter's abs after she started in pageantry leads me to ask, when did they start as talent lifting weights?
Yeah.
Or is CrossFit now a sponsor of pageants? Because I just remember like dances, tap dancing, maybe twirling some fire, but never doing stuff that would build abs for you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, no kid at 7 should look like this, right? Unless there's like some medical anomaly that's causing this. This is really creepy and weird stuff that's going on. The parents shouldn't be encouraging any of this. And to add to this, they said to stay in tip-top shape. Now, I want to stop there because we have two separate problems here. This one is a lot more rare, I'll tell you that. But when we have young kids, the problem usually is that parents aren't staying on top of their fitness at all. They're letting them be inactive and they're letting them eat all the worst stuff. And those little kids are becoming overweight at a very young age. And one problem with that is if you're overweight at a very young age, there's a massive, massive correlation between that and people who in their adulthood are overweight. If you're overweight as a kid, there's a very high likelihood that's going to carry on into your adulthood. And that's tough. That's very different than if you were thin your whole life and you got lazy and all of a sudden you put on like 200 pounds or something. Like you led yourself down that street. Your decisions are what put you there. When you're a little kid, you don't know any better. Your parents are responsible until a certain age for your level of fitness and weight and all of that stuff. But they said that this 7-year-old, it's not the problem of being overweight as a kid. It's the opposite. She adheres to a strict diet with room for only a few, quote, treats from time to time. And I don't even think that should be a thing that you're doing for 7-year-old kids. 7-year-old kids should be living their life. You should put them on a diet where they're eating things that are, it's a variety of stuff, but they're not like punished with a diet that makes it so they can't enjoy themselves at all. There's got to be like a middle ground here. 7-year-old beauty queen Kinley Hyman has already developed a jaw-dropping six-pack, they said.
The story is...
It's not jaw-dropping for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, oh my, what an impressive, amazing-looking six-pack. You must be so proud.
Yeah, instead,
it's jaw-dropping because it's... I'm trying not to use any choice words here. It's creepy, and it's unnatural.
And let me tell you, even this is creepy. Here's another one. And I put it up on See It Now so everybody could take a look at thenewsjunkie.com. Even this, which is just like a pageant photo, this is weird, everybody. This is weird that we do this with little girls. Look at her. That's strange.
She's so tan.
Yeah, they got spray tan on her. They got like hair extensions on her.
She's dead in the eyes.
They got so much makeup painted on this little girl. This is weird, and we shouldn't encourage this stuff.
Oh, but it is at this point a tradition, Sean. Come on. It'll never stop.
Is this all an American thing? Do other countries do this with young kids?
I don't know if pageantry is in other countries, but I know that there's a lot of traditions in which you like flaunt younger girls in a way of I don't know, like what's the Irish or UK one that also found itself in America? It's like the quinceañera, but it's the dads are showing their daughters that they're virgins for sure.
Uh-huh.
And remember the Borat guy had covered it. What is the name? Chad, help me out.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it, though.
Something with that.
Well, somebody on chat will think of it. They'll know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about from Borat, and all of that is very weird. It's just strange, and I don't know why we embrace any of it. Now, a quinceañera is not weird. I think that's fine. That's like, obviously a big cultural thing, and like a rite of passage for young girls, and also super expensive for all the families. Here's another photo of this little 7-year-old. It's just not normal, and the six-pack thing is like super... I don't know.
It looks like work was done.
Yeah, it does. Because it looks like plastic surgery or like something fake is happening there.
Yeah, but she'll kick your ass, Sean.
She's tough. I'll give her that. But she's also 7. Let her live her life, for God's sake. We should not be doing this. The photo is over on See It Now at thenewsjunkie.com.
You're talking about a debutante ball, Sabrina?
Debutante.
That's what Laheva Rasta came up
Yeah,
with.
that's it. And I could be completely wrong that it started in another country. Very well could be an American thing, too. Who knows?
Well, I know we do it here, unfortunately. Somebody says Cuties from Netflix was from France, I believe. That's John on YouTube. Yeah, that's still a weird thing to me, but here we go. Let's go over to you. Let's see how weird you're getting here as we go into the weekend. We've got a bunch of people who are chiming in by sending their dispatches over from thenewsjunkie.com. Just like this, here is Insecure Walrus joining us.
Working in the AV industry, hotels and things.
Yes.
You meet a lot of people with a lot of different names. Did a show one time, an award show for a trucking company, and the guy handing out awards.
That must have been fun.
He had a cast on, so I think he was on painkillers, and then he started drinking. And I think that combination made for a very interesting night. People would come up on stage, and he would give them a slap across the rear to congratulate them. Not usually done at corporate events. And he also started telling stories about people. And there was a guy there that worked for that company whose name was James Porn. His last name was Porn.
That's a tough one.
Apparently, he didn't get emails for the first 6 months he worked for the company. Every filter, every firewall caught every single email coming his way, and he was not in communication. Just doing their job.
Yeah, when it's in your last name, it's even tougher.
That was an interesting night.
Thank you, Insecure Walrus. Appreciate your dispatch as always. Let's go over to Flip talking about the Patriots.
So you say the owner of a pro football team with the last name Kraft hired somebody with the last name Mayo the other day.
True. Match made in heaven. Here's Cato Lives joining us. Hello?
Hey, guys. I don't know if anybody's ever brought this up, but with the Republicans basically hating the LGBT community, it's ironic that Let's Go Brandon initials are LGB.
Okay. All right. It's a really specific thought, sir.
Oh, we're going to have to go to break because I need time to think about that.
Process that for a little while. I'm still thinking about the Kraft Mayo thing. I mean, that's what stuck with me more so. One more, I guess. Here's John the Fisherman.
Talking about kid names, I got a family member who named his son, coincidentally, Jackson. And the father's name is Jack, so at family get-togethers, it's very easy to remember his son's name. It's Jack's son.
I see. Yeah.
All right, peace out.
That makes sense. There you go. All right, you can join us, too, with your quips or weird thoughts or whatever you got on your mind. We'll be nice about it, hopefully. And you can send a dispatch. That's what we call it. You don't have to wait on the phones or anything like that. Use technology, baby. It's 2024, for God's sake. And you can go on your phone or your laptop or anything with a microphone over to thenewsjunkie.com. Be short, be quick with it. I mean, not too short, but try to keep it under a minute if you can. Go hit record on your first dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com right now. When we return, we got to talk about Jelly Roll. He was getting emotional. I want to talk about this. Plus, somebody is snooping on retail workers in the most bizarre way. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for an accident on the off-ramp from Florida's Turnpike southbound to Orange Blossom Trail. The left lane is blocked. There's a bit of delays to watch out for on I-4 eastbound between US 27 and after State Road 429, between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Watch out for an object in the roadway on I-4 eastbound approaching St. John's River Bridge. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Purple mattresses are at Mattress Warehouse, so you can try before you buy. And for a limited time, all Purple adjustable sets are up to $800 off. Mattress Warehouse. Come in sleepy. Leave happy.
Real Radio wants to provide the assist on your holiday bills. by putting $1,000 in your hand. $1,000 13 times a day. You know the drill. Just listen for the keyword to win $1,000 each hour weekdays from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do that on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer the phone from a number that will probably say no caller ID when they call back the winner, because that's how you get $1,000 in your hand. This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Extreme Tom Keene is bankrolled by radicals. Their plan is Biden's plan. Tax more, spend more, till everything costs more. Now, Keene refuses to work with Republicans to solve the affordability crisis. Keene's cronies want to handcuff cops, release criminals, disband school resource officers, even let men play women's sports. It's crazy, it's extreme, and so is Tom Keene. But Erica Booth will fight their failed agenda. Mom, teacher, school board member. Booth will cut taxes, combat inflation, back the blue, and lower premiums by holding big insurance accountable. Send a signal to Joe Biden's Washington radicals. Vote Erica Booth this Tuesday, January 16th. Paid political advertisement paid for by the Florida House Republican Campaign Committee. P.O. Box 10307, Tallahassee, Florida 32302. The Florida House Republican Campaign Committee endorses and urges you to vote for Erica Booth, Daniel Perez, and Alex Andrade. Approved by Erica Booth, Daniel Perez, and Alex Andrade. Republicans for Florida House of Representatives.
Very local. Powered by WESH 2. Local news. Breaking news this morning. Original series and specials. I can't wait to go check it out. Come with me. 24/7 TV made just for you.
How awesome is this?
Download the free Very Local app now.
From the creator of Up and Vanished comes a new true crime weekly podcast series. In each episode of Talking to Death, join Payne, Lindsay, and guests as they discuss all things crime, life, mystery, and fun.
Are aliens real?
Based on everything I've learned, I think that the government knows something. I don't know if aliens are real, but I think there's something out there that they know.
Listen to Talking to Death on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Odds are you won't die.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Melissa Etheridge, I'm Not Broken Tour. 8 April 11th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Melissa Etheridge in concert. I'm Not Broken Tour. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
This Saturday and Sunday only at Old Navy. Get 50% off all activewear. That's right, get 50% off all activewear for the family. Hurry, it's 2 days only this Saturday and Sunday, only at Old Navy. Valid 1/13 and 1/14. Excludes license and clearance.
Call K1 Roofing and get $1,000 off. Dial pound 250, keyword new roof.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK, B-A-N-K. Bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Exciting thing to happen. Where's the excitement right now? It's all so predictable.
Define thing.
Yeah, that's
it
a
could be
very
anything.
broad statement, man.
It could be anything. I mean, a thing where we all go, whoa, this is happening right now? Like an earthquake in Florida. Something weird. Something like really exciting where everything's not so predictable. Everything is so predictable and boring right now. We talked about comment threads yesterday on the show and like how you know when one is going to be, oh boy, I better stay away from that. That one's going to be a disaster over there.
My favorite is, and I'm not a member of any of these groups, but have I told you guys about my new obsession with whenever somebody posts a picture of the World Trade Center, the former World Trade Center?
No.
Go on.
Oh, yeah. It's like it's like recommended groups for me. I don't know why, because I do like some of the stuff they post about the original Twin Towers, like engineering wise. There's always some cool facts and stuff. And
it's a weird deposit into the spank bank.
Like the it's I'm not spanking.
Everybody has their own kinks, man. It's fine.
No thing.
No judgment here, man. Safe space.
But I know that when I hit the comments and when I hit all comments, that I know what I'm going to find. I'm going to find there's going to be somebody who says, I worked there. Or my dad went there once. There's going to be some comments that like are they do nothing. And then there's going to be like I call them the never forgettiest never forgetters that never forgot.
There's going to be that.
And it's like, the guy goes, I'll never forget or forgive. And then the next comment underneath is that, yeah, I'll never forget what our government did either. And then stupidity, all down the line.
Yeah, you're going to, the U.S. knocked those down. Like we knocked them down. 9/11 was an inside job. Then you're going to get the Zoomer, and the Zoomer's like
loose change.
The Zoomer's going to say, nice try, this is AI, those buildings aren't real. I haven't seen those before.
Wow.
Because the Zoomer grew up, after 9/11 and wasn't made aware that those buildings existed. It's all so predictable. When I see a thread like this, I'm like, I know how every comment is going to be just like C-Lane said. I know how all of the comments are going to go. And on the World Trade Center one, there's also going to be a boatload of people who tell you the most mundane, boring, uninteresting things that they were doing just because they were doing those things on 9/11.
My dad ate a corn dog there.
Just like I remember that day perfectly. We were having eggs and bacon with my friends at Cracker Barrel, and so who cares?
But it's still the same story every single year. Where were you?
Right. And so the comment threads are too predictable right now. We need something exciting to mix it up. When I see this story out there today, I know exactly what all of the comments are going to be. I know what all of the comments are going to be on a thread that says this. It says, cancer is hitting more young people in the United States and around the globe, baffling doctors. Doctors are racing to figure out what is making them sick and how to identify young people who are at high risk. They suspect that changes in the way we live, less physical activity, more ultra-processed food, new toxins have raised the risk for younger generations. It's likely some environmental change, whether it's something in our food or medications or something we have just not identified yet. And I see a comment about cancer on the rise in young people, and they just don't know what it's coming from. And I go, there's going to be a lot of vaccination people in that thread. Yep. I'm like, I know where this is going. I know where it's at. And that means we need something new. We need something exciting to happen out there.
New cancer?
Not a new cancer. Hopefully, don't cheer for new
Sean
cancer.
wants new cancer.
Hopefully not another pandemic. I want something fun, something new, something explosive. I'm not going to say what I was just going to say. I'll pump the brakes on that. That'll get me a visit from people in government if I finish that thought process out.
Dude, come on.
It's raining pretty bad right now, so.
I didn't say what it was. I just said it would get me a visit from the government.
You're already getting a ding there. I would love to get that information. Like, we've said enough on this show that there have to be some, couple check marks by her name. Like one more comment from Sean Wasson from the News Junkie, and then Secret Service will pay a visit.
Like, what would be the sentence that you would have to say where if the government heard it, they'd go,
not playing this game?
I mean, seriously, how dumb do you think I am, Sean?
What would be the thing?
I'm sorry, is there a bird in your mouth?
This is what happens when I get excited about doing bad stuff. What would be the thing? C-Line gets excited about the Twin Towers. I get excited about this. What would be the thing that if you said it, it would be like, right there.
That's a great question, Sean, that I'm not going to answer. I have weekend plans, man. I don't have time for this.
What if I constructed the sentence that I thought would be perfect and I paid you $10,000 to say it?
10 grand?
10 grand.
No taxes.
10 grand? No, I don't control the taxes.
Do I get fired after this or just talking to?
I don't know. It depends on how this goes, but it would be one of those where somebody's getting assassinated in this statement. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely not. No, thank you. Keep your money.
Like if I said this sentence.
Oh, my God. You're really dancing the dance, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to do it. Because I literally will get a visit from them, and I don't want to necessarily handle that just yet.
We all know somebody who has, so it's fine.
They had the guy Jelly Roll. He was in front of Congress, in front of a Senate hearing this week, talking about the dangers of the synthetic opioid fentanyl. Of all people, Jelly Roll's up there. They like to get the celebrities in front of Congress because that makes them feel like they're doing something important. It couldn't just be a family impacted by fentanyl. It's got to be this guy who's a celebrity musician. Nothing against him. I mean, I think he's doing the right thing. That's great. He says, Jelly Roll says, it's time for us to be proactive and not reactive. We were reactive with crack. We were reactive with opioids, and y'all are taking the first step at somebody in the Senate finally being proactive. I truly believe in my heart that this bill can help stop the supply of fentanyl, says Jelly Roll. And, I mean, are we being proactive? Fentanyl's already out there. Fentanyl's already all over the place. Fentanyl's already scary. I mean,
Fentanyl's so bad that the cartels are getting involved. Like, whoa, we got to stop this.
This is too much. You're killing all of our drug addicts. We need them to get rich. If you could please just leave them alone right now. Okay, we're going to hear from you momentarily. Hopefully you are not doing any fentanyl. We do not want that to be the case. We want you to be safe out there, but we would love to hear from you and hear your voice. If you've been listening to this show, if it's your first time, we've been listening for years. It's time for you to hang out with us, and that would be much appreciated. So to do so on your phone, whether it's an iPhone, an Android, a laptop, whatever you got, even an iPad, you can go over to thenewsjunkie.com and very easily hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we got more time, don't we? Time. Let's work in this dispatch then. Here is Panda Atlas chiming in. See what we got.
Good morning, Junkie.
Hey.
So you guys are talking about naming kids. My parents had 5 boys before they had me.
Ooh,
and so when I came along, they took the opportunity to give me every single female name they ever liked, apparently.
Oh, what's your
all
name?
of them with very tragic backstories. But the one I mostly go by is Christina, which I still don't identify with. But as a child, I was told that I was named that after Christ, which that definitely I don't identify with. Later in life, when my mom started exhibiting signs of Alzheimer's, I come to find out that I'm named Christina after my dad's first girlfriend who died in a plane crash when they were in high school. So,
Okay. It was unexpected.
In the arms of my dad's ex-girlfriend.
I did not think that was coming, but thank you for your dispatch regardless. It's a beautiful name, Christina, and we hope you have a fantastic weekend. Let's work in one more real quick. Here is Fez talking about Ron DeSantis.
Look in your drawers, DeSantis. You've been meatballed.
What?
You've been
Yeah.
meatballed.
What else is the internet going to come up with?
I don't know. I have no idea. He's talking about the sandwich.
Bitch.
I would like to say that to somebody.
And then
That's
walk
like-
away, and they are confused for the rest of the day, if not the week.
That's like, do you guys remember when we talked about patient zero for HIV?
That was a great combo we all had over some wine.
No, you remember this. We talk about it on the show. And
gay cancer?
You got gay cancer.
Yeah, and the guy would have sex with other people, and then he would say to them, "You got gay cancer," and then he would leave, and he, like, nobody knew the extent of what was going on, but it's just like an exclamation that is very powerful. And I would love to say "you've been meatballed" to somebody. I just don't know that I can shape the arrangement, get the situation together, so that will be something that actually happens, unfortunately. I would love to do this, and I think C-Lane would like to do this as well. Hell, all of us, probably Sabrina too,
All right.
wouldn't mind doing this. There's a guy who lives next to a Target, and what he has done is he bought himself a walkie-talkie. And he has tuned the walkie-talkie into the same band that the Target employees are all using.
Oh, I have seen this, and it is brilliant.
And he can eavesdrop on all the different employees at the place. There's a couple different stores. He does it to Kohl's and does it to Target. And
No one's caught on.
Nobody's caught on yet, I don't think. But he hears them like smack talking the customers, and he can overhear all of the employees talking to each other, which would be kind of fun to listen in on, I think. And it's like the guy, this one was way more mean. There was some guy who hacked the drive-through at a McDonald's or a Burger King.
Right.
And then whenever anybody would pull up, he would take their order and like screw up everything for the fast food place. And he would just, and the people who were
Weren't they
working
trying
there,
to like find charges for that guy?
Yeah. And they couldn't figure out like what he was doing legally that they could arrest him for or charge him with, because the guy was just trolling them by doing that. And this guy's kind of doing the same thing and making a bit out of it, which I've never thought to do, but that would be fun to listen in on. And we want to see what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, send us a dispatch. As I said, when we come back, a brilliant new app. And you might want to put this one on your phone. Why? What does it do? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents to watch out for on Florida's Turnpike this afternoon. The off-ramp is partially blocked southbound to Orange Blossom Trail. Northbound, the left lane is blocked between State Road 408 and approaching Colonial Drive. You could expect your regular delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
I had so many dreams, but life quickly got in the way. Then
Rasmussen University saw my true potential and gave me the support and confidence I needed to become who I am today. Rasmussen University. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
We all know the process of shopping for a mortgage can be confusing and complicated and so frustrating that we don't even want to do it. But it's none of those things when you work with That Mortgage Guy Don. That Mortgage Guy Don from thatmortgageguydon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. He is here for you. And he is a mortgage broker. And mortgage brokers are better. Why, you ask? Well, they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. Now, it's still going to be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan. But mortgage brokers have access to dozens of wholesale banks that are competing for your business. And wholesale banks only loan through mortgage brokers like That Mortgage Guy Don. And Don is the best because he made the process of getting a quote or comparing the quote you already have super easy. You get a better deal on any home loan when you work with a broker, and you get the satisfaction of simplicity and honesty when you work with That Mortgage Guy Don. You want to see a difference? Go to the website right now, thatmortgageguydon.com. Chock full of information for you, guides on how to get pre-approved, reliable mortgage information, and, of course, direct access to the man himself. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
It's a no-pay new year at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Buy a new Nissan and make no payments for 6 months and no interest financing. That's 0%. Plus, shop the best selection of certified pre-owned Nissans at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Click OrlandoNissan.com. Home of the lifetime warranty. See dealer for details.
Moms, we all wish there were 2 more of us just to get through the day, preparing lunches, snacks, dinners. We've all got a lot on our plates. That's where Fresh from Florida comes in. They have hundreds of recipes that make mealtime quick, easy, and healthy. And shopping for locally grown produce is a snap. Just look for the Fresh from Florida logo. When it's almost dinner time and you have to be 3 places at once, go to the one place that counts. FreshFromFlorida.com. There's sunshine.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
This Saturday and Sunday only at Old Navy. Get 50% off all activewear. That's right, get 50% off all activewear for the family. Hurry, it's 2 days only this Saturday and Sunday, only at Old Navy. Valid 1/13 and 1/14. Excludes license and clearance.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Bayer, and this is my brother Jonah.
We're two siblings who love to talk about our childhood and nostalgia and how it shaped us into the people we are today.
Who are absolutely thrilled that the third season of our podcast, How Did We Get Weird, is now out on your listening, wherever you listen.
Check out episodes we've done with Will Ferrell, Jenny Slate,
Weird Al Yankovic,
Jason Isbell,
Kenan Thompson.
The list goes on and on.
Be totally tubular and listen to How Did We Get Weird on Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Florida residents get in for only $17.50 through the end of January at Gatorland.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, bank, B-A-N-K. Bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is
Appreciate it. If you want to learn more about the show, go to thenewsjunkie.com. You can find the podcast there and everything else you need to connect with the News Junkie radio show. Also, if you go there, set up your account so you can join us with dispatches that you record and send on over to us so you're part of the show as well. Lots to get into, but everybody needs to chill out, all right? We got to pump the brakes here on 2024. Things are getting a little bit out of hand. Everybody's digging tunnels. Everybody's acting weird. There's been a lot of things happening in these news stories.
Well, you said you're super bored with things that have been going on. You want some variety.
I don't want this. I don't know if you guys have seen this story, but I kind of feel bad, actually. I oddly enough feel a little bit bad about this story. There was a woman who was in the middle of a race. And she's running around, and the race goes kind of through this path off in the woods. And she was in Brazil where this happened. And then she ran into what she thought was an alien. She said, "Oh, my God, look at this. There's an alien. I ran into this alien out here in the middle of my run." And she said he was massive. He's 10 feet tall, and he was blue. And they got a picture of it, this blurry photo, and they ran it in all of the major outlets in Brazil and all around the world yesterday because this woman ran into this alien while she was in the middle of this marathon or whatever. And now it comes out that the 10-foot tall alien was Italian basketball player Felipe Mota, who happened to be walking on the trail at that time.
Oh, my God.
And there's a photo of him and everything. And I said, imagine being this guy, and everybody's like, ah, everybody's scared of you, and everybody on the
fighter
newspaper.
jets flying by you.
The world is reacting to you like you're some weirdo alien creature. What's going on, everybody? They did this in Miami, too. They were like, oh, my God, up the steps of the mall, there was a couple of aliens or something.
Dude, so after that was, that went viral. I have another round of people who are like, hey guys, it's been a while, but it just took me a long time to kind of put my thoughts together. This is my story because I was inside the Bayside Mall with my family shopping for shoes, and we saw, I'm not going to call them aliens, but 8 to 9 foot creatures behind us.
Of course, right?
And like you act all scared, and that, I guess, gives that rumor of aliens in Miami some new life for a week or so.
I don't know. People are just weird this year. We got to chill out. I want crazy stuff to happen. Not bad, but crazy stuff to happen. But it's a little bit odd with the alien thing that's going on. This poor guy, can you imagine? You look at the newspaper the next day and you're like, that's me that this woman is horrifically reacting to. and she thinks that it's an alien, 10 foot tall. It's just a basketball player. For God's sakes. All right, everybody, relax just a little tiny bit. Leheva Rasta on Twitch, who's watching the show, you can do it too at twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie, says the world has been a little bit weird lately. Yes, indeed it has. There is an app out there. I think there's been apps like this before, but this is one that folks are starting to talk about now. And the app allows restaurants and coffee shops, or, you know, a kind of small place like that, to let people use their bathroom and charge for it. And I'm trying to compare it to another app. It's sort of like the Uber for public bathrooms, I guess.
Right, but why wouldn't you just go in there and use the bathroom and not pay?
Because you know how it's, they tell you got to be a customer to use the bathroom. Paying customers only. And remember when Starbucks for a while, they were saying only paying customers can use the bathroom, and people got mad at them. They said they were racist, and they just said, all right, everybody can use the toilets. And got a bunch of people shooting up in the bathroom at Starbucks after that. You don't want to do that necessarily. They said, thanks to bans on pay toilets dating back to the 1970s, we're missing out here. Pay toilets could have been a huge thing. Could have had all these like public pay toilets, and we don't have them because of these bans that are from the 70s. Folks in the U.S. have become accustomed to enjoying free public restroom access pretty much anywhere their travels take them. But now they say there's an app that launched at CES. It's the Consumer Electronics Show 2024, and it's called Flush. They want to rent out restrooms to customers across cafes, restaurants, hotels, and other high-traffic areas.
Do you get to rate the restrooms?
Yeah, you do, I think. I think you get to rate them.
That would be good.
I don't know if they can rate you. Like if they say C-Lane came in and oh boy, you don't want him using your restroom on this Flush app. I'm not sure if it's both ways, but I think you can rate them.
Because we're getting like, you know, just dangerously close to.
What is happening here?
What do you mean?
Did you just hear that?
Hear what?
No.
Okay.
Is it an alien? Wait, what? What are you,
You guys
talking
really
about?
did not just hear that?
Hear what?
No.
Just like a high-pitched tone, as if they were nothing. I feel.
Are you okay?
I like zoned out for a little bit to print something, and all I hear is.
Nope.
Okay. All right. I think I'm done for the day. Great to see you guys.
Done. We just started.
I'm not kidding. Something. I don't know if it was over the air or not.
Hang on. People are saying they heard it.
Thank
People
you.
are saying they heard it. I
This
didn't hear
made me
anything.
feel bat as crazy.
You just reacted in the most bizarre way, and I didn't hear anything. I'm
and I'm
sorry.
like, damn it, Sabrina, you got to pay attention to what they're talking about. But then you guys not hearing it is very interesting.
Now people are saying it went on the air too.
Okay.
We got our own alien moment. Is that what's happening right now? What was it? A voice? A noise?
It was
what was
like
it?
a very high pitched tone. Maybe
See,
your
man, you
ears
heard
are getting
nothing, right?
old.
I heard nothing.
No,
That's
I
weird.
did that test the other day with Courtney, where you say when you can't hear the noise anymore, and I still
Y'all's
had
foreplay is weird.
my hearing was still locked in. Well, we were just being curious about how our hearing was.
Well, it
And
definitely happens.
So now I know.
Now I'm freaking out, man.
Or chat is gaslighting you, and nothing actually happened.
No.
They said it almost sounded like a fax machine.
Right.
Well, how would C-Lane not hear? We were in the middle of a conversation.
I don't know. I thought maybe for a second a clip was playing, or
I hear a different feed of the station than she does.
it was like that, but not a whistle, much higher and louder.
All right. I mean, I believe you now. Honestly, I was a little worried about you for a second there.
I was worried about myself.
I didn't know what I was like. I said, I guess I'll just go with it because I think Sabrina's doing an alien bit in the middle of the segment. And I was like, all right, let's go.
Thank you,
Here we
Sean.
go.
I appreciate that support.
I guess we're just going to do
Everybody's saying that it sounded like an emergency alert was about to happen.
Yeah, and then it never happened?
That's not good.
Yeah.
We got to stop this alien talk, man.
Good. Should we go back to the tape and see if we can hear this? People are saying it was loud, too. Okay, somebody else is saying it. Now, Charlie said it didn't happen. There was no noise,
Shut
no
up,
sound.
Charlie. Shut up.
I don't know if we're being lied to or...
I'm not lying. I mean, you saw my raw reaction to it.
I did. But I just was very perplexed that nobody else was reacting the way you were in that very moment. Man. All right. Anyways,
Sorry,
Flush.
I threw everything over, but it was strange.
Flush is the name of the app if you want to try that out. This person says Sabrina is fake news.
Okay.
But other people saying it was really loud. I just don't know. And Bootsy Moonshine says, Sean asked for chaos. Here it comes. Is this Boss Man Bradshaw in the other room? He's like, here's what I'll do. I'll start playing weird alien noises as they're doing the show, but only to Sabrina. That's how we're going to fix this. All right, let's go over to you. And I told you, it's weird out there. It's a weird world we got going on right now. And we got Dan the plumber, who is saying that, Sabby, you aren't crazy. People are coming out to defend you that this actually did happen.
Weird you guys didn't hear it.
Didn't hear anything. It was just, I was wondering what was going on with you. But Dan the plumber is chiming in.
You know, you're not crazy. There was totally a loud pitch.
I just listened to it.
So he's saying it was a loud-pitched, weird
it sounded
squeal.
like a 1,000 hertz tone or whatever. What they used to do, like a bleep tone.
Why?
I don't know.
But why?
Can we play it, C-Lane? Or is it going to like fire something off and cause us issues?
I mean, we're not supposed to play it because of the tones, but let me see if it's on the other thing.
All right. Yeah, you tell me.
I'm
I
scared,
don't want
you guys.
Yeah, I don't want to cause a problem by playing it, but I would like to hear what Sabrina heard in that moment that threw everything into chaos for a while. Man, I asked for it, and there it goes. Daytona Beach Travis said he heard it as well.
We definitely heard that. That was creepy.
Thank you.
All right, he said he heard it, and it was creepy. That's two people chiming in saying they heard it. Cosidius on Twitch says, you've been contacted. Is this the way the aliens have decided to reach out through our show? That's flattering as hell if that's the case. I would be really over the moon about that. We got one more to work. Actually, you know what? I'll take a break on those. Let those pile up. You can go to thenewsjunkie.com and send your dispatch right now if you want to. I do like the idea about the app. I think it's good. I've been in cities where I'm going around and it's really a busy area and you think, I can't just go in and use these bathrooms. And if I had something like that said like, hey, this is a super clean bathroom. It's really nice. The Flush app says this one is recommended. You hit the button, you go in, you wave at the person, show them the app, go to the bathroom, and bam, you're done just like that. Who wouldn't want to do that? I mean, that sounds like an excellent idea to me. I don't want to have any kind of problems where I'm searching for a place and I don't find it in time, for God's sake. More people heard the noise.
I have a version of this we can play.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here.
You don't want him using your restroom on this Flush app. I'm not sure if it's both ways, but I think you can rate them.
Because we're getting just dangerously close to...
what is happening here?
What do you mean?
Did you just hear that?
Hear what?
No.
This is the part where I felt absolutely crazy.
Yeah, because Sean and I didn't hear it.
That was the part where I'm like, I'm not okay. Gotta go home.
Everything's crashing down on you.
It was nuts.
I've been there before. You're like, wait, am I having a sugar issue right now?
Am I dreaming?
Is this a health emergency? Am I smelling burnt toast?
I'm drinking.
What's happening to me right now? Okay, we want to hear from you. What's happening in your world? It's going to be a weird show. Weird show today. I feel this happening to all of us. So join us on this weird adventure by going over to the website. It's thenewsjunkie.com. And on your phone, you can send us a dispatch and let us know what's going on in your world. So go to thenewsjunkie.com and record your first dispatch right now. Okay, when we return, why? Oh, you know what? Never mind. When we return, the next episode with Sabrina. Almost forgot. How could I do that?
How dare you?
What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Sean, you wanted the next exciting thing, and Gary Busey giveth in the form of exposing himself.
Nice.
Steve from Smash Mouth is dead. And you'll never guess what the rest of the band is doing now. Here's a hint, not the sharpest tool in the idea shed. Plus, an Ohio man is attempting to play with his balls for 63 hours. No word from Jerkins. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air. Hey, everybody. Good Friday to you. Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. Hope you're having a great Friday thus far. Upper 70s today, mostly cloudy, breezy. Look for these showers to continue kind of off and on through the afternoon. That'll be a little bit of a lull as we get you on into late afternoon, early evening. Breezy south-southeast winds at 10 to 20. Upper 50s tonight, mostly cloudy, showers, a few isolated storms as we go into the late overnight. Rain chance at 60%. Saturday weather 63, 10% chance of early morning showers. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by ViStar Credit Union. ViStar Credit Union is growing and is proud to open their 20th Central Florida branch in Altamont Springs. They are now open and ready to help you reach your financial goals and life goals. Welcome to a better way to bank. Visit ViStarCU.org/Altamont Springs or come visit at 151 North State Road 434. Federally insured by NCUA.
From the creator of Up and Vanished comes a new true crime weekly podcast series. In each episode of Talking to Death, join Payne, Lindsay, and guests as they discuss all things crime, life, mystery, and fun.
Are aliens real?
Based on everything I've learned, I think that the government knows something. I don't know if aliens are real, but I think there's something out there that they know.
Listen to Talking to Death on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Odds are you won't die.
Extreme Tom Keene is bankrolled by radicals. Their plan is Biden's plan. Tax more, spend more, till everything costs more. Now, Keene refuses to work with Republicans to solve the affordability crisis. Keene's cronies want to handcuff cops, release criminals, disband school resource officers, even let men play women's sports. It's crazy, it's extreme, and so is Tom Keene. But Erica Booth will fight their failed agenda. Mom, teacher, school board member. Booth will cut taxes, combat inflation, back the blue, and lower premiums by holding big insurance accountable. Send a signal to Joe Biden's Washington radicals. Vote Erica Booth this Tuesday, January 16th. Paid political advertisement paid for by the Florida House Republican Campaign Committee. P.O. Box 10307, Tallahassee, Florida 32302. The Florida House Republican Campaign Committee endorses and urges you to vote for Erica Booth, Daniel Perez, and Alex Andrade. Approved by Erica Booth, Daniel Perez, and Alex Andrade. Republicans for Florida House of Representatives.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Can't wait weeks for your tax refund? Then don't. At Jackson Hewitt, get money today if you're approved for a no-fee refund advance loan on a prepaid card. Book today at JacksonHewitt.com. No-fee refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at JacksonHewitt.com.
Get connected to Central Florida like never before with Very Local, powered by WESH 2. Stay informed with the local news team you trust. Explore original series and specials.
You are one of the most inspiring people I've ever met.
Experience new sights and new adventures with the ultimate Central Florida insiders.
I can't wait to go check it out. Come with me.
24/7 TV made just for you.
How awesome is this?
Download the free Very Local app now and stream like a local.
WESH 2 News, now here for you at 7 p.m. Because breaking news doesn't wait for the right time.
News never stops.
And that's why our team
keeps going.
We're adding more coverage of what matters most to Central Florida. The big stories that will have you talking. An accurate forecast you can depend on. Stuart Moore, Michelle Imperato, Tony Manalfi. WESH 2 News at 7 p.m. Local, live, late breaking.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like 70s Rock Ride, a commercial-free station featuring the best in 70s rock. Just search 70s Rock Ride and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. And again, if you miss any of this show, you can subscribe to the podcast and catch up with us every single day over at thenewsjunkie.com. Very easy for you to do. And I think you're supposed to be leaving us a review or something. Like, leave the podcast a review, hopefully all the stars. Just say, they're the greatest. There is nobody better. The Muhammad Ali of radio shows. I don't know. Whatever you want to do to really push the point home that we're kicking ass over here. That would be much appreciated. Thanks to you wherever you are listening. And are you ready to get into it, Sabrina? Everything good over there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Sorry.
What's wrong?
Yes, the people listening are getting a real treat today.
You guys are
talking
having
during
some
commercials, and then half of that rejoin, and that weird tone just threw everything off. There's about 40 dogs outside right now for some reason.
I found where the tone came from. I just haven't found who did it. I don't know who to yell at yet.
I'd like to talk to them as well. Please, CC me in that email.
All sorts of theories already going around. People are telling me it was an oscillator and somebody was testing this or that. Or I have no idea, man. We're just going to roll with it. So are you ready? We're good?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Everything's getting sucked. Everything in sight is getting sucked.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com and the Home Loans Radio Show. If you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, perhaps you are doing some consolidating of that debt. Then get the process started today with an expert, but a friend that you could trust because he's part of the Real Radio family, and he has a beautiful website with all the information you need, and that's That Mortgage Guy Don and ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with That Mortgage Guy Don.com.
It was a mere 30 years ago, 1994, a federal judge ruled that this guy right here...
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson is right. And it took a federal jury to rule that Michael Jackson did not steal the songs Thriller, the one you're hearing now, The Girl Is Mine, and We Are the World from his neighbors in Gary, Indiana.
Oh, really? He thought the neighbors wrote those songs?
The neighbors thought that he stole those songs. I think Thriller and We Are the World are some of his top earners, were they not?
Sure, yeah. I mean, have you ever heard Michael Jackson writing a song? I know that's kind of a weird question to ask, but have you ever heard that?
I was planning on doing it this weekend, but go on.
He did a thing one time where when he would come up with song ideas, he would go into the studio and he would I don't know how you say this, but he wowould do all the instruments with his mouth. And
yeah. I do the same with Fritz, essentially.
Yeah. He would, do the bass line and do-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. You would do that kind of stuff.
And then he would do the guitar part. Go ahead.
He'd do that stuff. And then he would have like professionals go in and actually play those songs. So you could see that he definitely was very, very creative.
I
wouldn't
just
think he would
can't
steal.
see his Gary, Indiana neighbors being like, we made up those.
Yeah.
But the jury did not agree. And speaking of Michael Jackson.
That was beautiful.
Perfectly timed. He will be back on the big screen. According to reports, April 18th, 2025, we will be blessed with Michael, a biopic directed by Antoine Fuqua, and starring the late King of Pop's nephew, Jafar Jackson, in his first major role. Return of Jafar?
There's some names in that family, man.
Can we pull up a picture of Jafar Jackson? Because I'm very
Let me see.
curious
All right.
if he is going to, I don't know, play the part very well.
Oh, okay. He looks a bit like Michael Jackson, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
like
Well,
a
look at
young
him
Michael
go.
Jackson. Yeah,
He's
he's
gonna
like a
make
side by side.
Bunch of money. Lionsgate
Yeah.
is releasing the movie domestically while Universal is handling overseas distribution. It's nice that they're sharing. Look at that.
Oh man, his face is almost exactly like Michael Jackson's. If you look at the side to side, it's pretty. That's a
What-
pretty good pick.
And then what?
Who's
going to
play White Michael?
Yeah, exactly. What about post burn?
I don't know.
They say it's going to be produced by the folks behind Bohemian Rhapsody, which I, personally enjoyed. Michael will bring an audience riveting and honest portrayal of the brilliant yet complicated man who became the king of pop.
How honest are we talking?
Very interesting. But they say triumphs, tragedies, human
Diddling.
side and personal struggles, the weird massages and the kid sleepovers. I added
Jesus
that
juice.
part. They say at least Fuqua is coming off of the third Equalizer entry, so he was part of that. Unfortunately, I did fall asleep halfway through.
Oh,
But I like the first half, and looking forward to Michael in 2025. In the meantime, an Ohio man is attempting to what could take him until 2025 to beat play pinball, hence with his balls.
Excuse me?
For 63 hours in a weird Guinness World Record.
He's going to play pinball with his.
No, he there's balls in pinball, so it's like, hi man's gonna play with his balls, but
I thought
it's the one that are in his machine.
I was picturing it and everything. He was swinging them. It was okay. So
He is,
regular pinball.
Yeah, regular pinball and regular old Jim. He's the executive director for the nonprofit Ticket to Hope, and he started playing the Avengers Infinity Quest pinball machine at Pinball Garage Thursday of this week. And depending on when you're listening, he very well could have broken the record because he's playing for 63 hours straight.
Jeez.
It's going to also be an attempt to raise funds for the Joe Nuxhall Miracle League Fields. There's that.
Sounds nice. Fields need funds. This will be a good fundraiser for them.
And I guess that will go towards purchasing an Avengers Infinity Quest pinball machine for the group's new indoor facility.
Wow.
So go get 'em, Ohio man.
You imagine how bored he's going to be like 60 hours into playing a stupid pinball game?
Well, here, and I really don't like this, but the current record for the longest marathon playing pinball stands at 62 hours and 21 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that person spent 62 hours and 21 minutes playing, and this guy's going to play 40 more minutes than that and take the record from him. That kind of
Yeah.
sucks. You should go
Yeah.
70 hours.
Yeah, at least go to like another benchmark number. It's got to be really boring though. I hate to say this, and I know some of you are gonna get triggered by this. Pinball is dumb. Pinball is the worst.
You know who says that? People who don't know how to play pinball very well.
Maybe I don't know how to play. I don't know.
I think
but
it's a very good time.
I always thought pinball sucked. I wanted to play like the Simpsons arcade game. That one was cool. I wanted to play like what's the video game that has a little steering wheel, like Cruising USA?
That's with like a computer. Pinball is old school style.
No,
I mean,
I'm talking about like when you go into the arcade and they have the arcade games.
Right.
Those are the ones. I like to play those kind of games.
I like the one where you can wrestle an arm, a fake arm.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
I never even heard of that until right this moment.
There's probably a reason for that.
I'll try it.
Speaking of baby arms, Gary Busey exposed his because he is back in the news, baby.
All right.
Great picture I just sent you, but Gary Busey has a dog.
You just sent us a picture of Busey's junk?
It's blurred out, but it's a great picture of him cheesing at the paparazzi while he exposes himself in broad daylight.
Wiener, wiener, wiener.
Is he
okay? No.
Okay, his left hand is on his hip. Where's his right hand?
Either on his other hip or on his dong.
I almost want it to be on his other hip. So he's just sitting there with his hands on his hip.
I think he's kind of pulling his shirt back so it doesn't obfuscate the wiener.
I mean, look at what seems to be, and there's not a whole lot of pictures attached, like in the middle of a sidewalk. Like didn't even go behind the bush he's peeing on. But he was there relieving himself out in Malibu, urinating on a bush along a wall near a newsstand, and certainly not trying to keep it low key. And he looked directly at the photographer as his penis was exposed. So the PP scene around the world will only add to his many memorable Malibu moments because, let's not forget, it was just mere months ago, but in 2023, that he got caught, I think it was hitting and running on a woman, claimed that he hit her car in a Malibu parking lot. Then he tried to blow her off by just taking his radio knob and ripping it off and playing a beautiful song while ignoring her.
Is he in trouble for this?
I thought that the cops were after him, but this has been the only follow-up of Gary Busey, and they kind of just mentioned the story, so maybe he didn't get in trouble for it.
All right, yeah.
But it's the beginning of 2024, so what else will Busey do? We pray that it's something great. The lead singer of Tool, Maynard James Keenan, when he's not tooling around, he's doing a little bit of hi-ya.
Everybody was
Oh, yeah?
Because he just got himself a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu after decades of training in the martial art. Now, for all of our Jiu-Jitsu listeners, does it take decades to get the black belt?
That sounds like a long time.
Maynard has other things to do besides just straight-up jiu-jitsu for like 12 hours a day.
Who's to say? As a fellow black belt Ty Gay took to Instagram to share the news, along with a photo alongside the freshly promoted Maynard. Congratulations to my friend, training partner, and sometimes nemesis on the monumental task of receiving his black belt today, wrote Gay on his post.
Imagine the whoosh, 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 whoosh that guy could do.
Gay
told
wins.
us. C-Lane went to karate. He did not get his black belt, unfortunately.
What was the highest level?
Deputy black belt.
Oh, deputy.
You were not a deputy black belt.
What makes you a
100%
deputy?
was.
Does that mean after that you're sheriff black belt?
Deputy
Detective
black
That's what they called it. It was like they needed to put another color in there. They ran out of colors, and so they
Just
said,
spray some bleach on
before
it.
your black belt, we'll take your brown belt and put a big black stripe on it so that you're right before black belt, but not quite there.
Deputy black belt.
While Tool's main
I'm like
singer...
that pinball player that went 21 minutes and didn't finish the hour. You know, I was right there.
While Pinball Ohio guy is going 63 hours to break a world record, and the lead singer of Tool is getting his black belt, sans deputy, we have Smash Mouth. After losing their lead singer and being in the mainstream music industry for 25 years, they are now reviewing sandwiches on YouTube.
Okay.
What are you doing with your life?
I'll take that job.
Yeah. So they made their initial drop in 1997, which makes me feel very old, when they released Walking on the Sun, then, of course, All-Star. And then, of course, we lost Steve last year to TBD, or was it for sure alcohol, liver transplant?
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure they said that he drank himself to death, yeah.
Well, now the Smash Mouth YouTube channel is riddled with the band reviewing sandwiches. So,
wow.
It was previously reserved for music videos and behind-the-scenes clips, but earlier this week, one of the members featured the manager of Smash Mouth and him, Robert Hayes, an A&R guy by the name of Ron, starts with a Z, Yiannopoulos, traveling around San Francisco Bay Area in search for the best sandwich in the region. And the trio has only posted 3 reviews so far, all of them featuring supplementing sodas with nips of hard liquor. And to that I say, y'all ready to party?
Whew.
Would we recognize any of these sandwiches that they've reviewed?
No, and you wouldn't recognize the members either. So,
right.
Congrats. On the boob tube for the weekend, we have Lift starring Kevin Hart on Netflix, on Hulu, Self-Reliance with Jake Johnson. Apple TV has the streaming debut of Killers of the Flower Moon, so take away 4.5 hours of your life. The Creative Arts Emmys Awards, and of course, the NFL Wild Card Game. Go Dolphins, baby. Follow your dreams at me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra, and most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we return, we are going to hear... Nope, we're going to hear from C-Lane is who we're going to hear from this
What did you
week.
think we were going to hear from?
I don't know. I was looking around the papers next to me and stuff. I got a couple default
Was this going to be one of those, when we return, this story right here
crazy,
is
guys.
the craziest story.
It's gonna blow your minds.
What are you guys doing to me? I mean, these are the tricks of the trade. What are you putting them out there for? What the hell? When we come back, This Week in Florida with C-Lane. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect your regular delays eastbound before the bend. The on-ramp from Lee Road to I-4 eastbound is partially blocked due to an accident. Travel with caution there. Authorities are clearing up an accident on the off-ramp from I-4 westbound to Saxon Boulevard. And the left shoulder is blocked due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound between State Road 408 and Colonial Drive. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
I had so many dreams, but life quickly got in the way. Then Rasmussen University saw my true potential and gave me the support and confidence I needed to become who I am today. Rasmussen University. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
You don't need a resolution to lose weight. You need a solution. And that's Red Mountain Weight Loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has full-strength semaglutide in their newest medication called Revelex. It's specifically formulated to provide full-strength semaglutide in a daily tablet. With Revelex, you lose up to 15 pounds a month. And it's not a shot, so you can skip the weekly trips to a doctor's office. But here's the best part. Revelex costs about half of what you'll pay for other semaglutide medications like Ozempic. That's right, I said half the price. Plus, Red Mountain includes medically supervised meal plans and free lifetime maintenance to help you keep the weight off. So why go anywhere else? At Red Mountain, you get no shots, just results for half the price. Trust the leader in medical weight loss. Red Mountain Weight Loss has helped millions of people lose weight safely, and they can help you too. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Crayola Creativity Week starts January 22nd to celebrate creativity and engage kids all around the world in creative learning. With celebrity creators, hands-on activities, read-alouds, and giveaways, it's easy and free to participate. Register today at Crayola.com/creativityweek.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. We'll always be here for you. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
If you like beer, join Orlando Science Center for the 3rd annual Science on Tap Outdoor Beer Festival, presented by Land Rover Orlando, January 20th at Lock Haven Park. Over 30 local breweries, food trucks, music, lawn games, and some cool science. Tickets at osc.org.
It's the new year, and guess what? I'm in hot water. Hey, it's RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. My sales are frozen. So this month, I've cooked up the craziest icebreaker ever. Right now, I'm paying way over appraised value for any car, regardless of make, model, miles, or even condition. If you owe $2,000, $4,000, or even $7,000 more than it's worth, I still want it. Plus, with my dealer next door credit approval process, you could skate home for just $8 down. We've got the banks to break the ice with lower rates and smaller payments. You can drive a car that's twice as nice. Come see me at RC Hill Mitsubishi. Check out the new Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. For your peace of mind, we provide a lifetime limited warranty. So dump that old ride you hate, and you can drive for $8. But hurry, this deal will melt away fast. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. See details at rchill.com.
freshfromflorida.com. Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Ugh, PB&J again.
Moms, you've got a lot on your mind. Packing a lunch shouldn't be stressful. FreshFromFlorida.com can help. They have plenty of quick, delicious lunch and snack ideas to freshen up lunchtime. Simply look for the Fresh from Florida logo where you shop for locally grown in-season fruits and veggies to please even the pickiest eater.
PB&J again. With Florida strawberries? Thanks, Mom.
Packing lunches has never been easier. Fresh from Florida, there's sunshine in every bite.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go, just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
How do I, Dad? Here's something I do. I write a letter to my kids every month. Yep, I write a letter and send it to my own house. I'm pen pals with my own kids. I know it sounds silly, but they love it. I don't write anything crazy. Just tell them I love them, ask them questions, whatever. Normal stuff. But when it shows up in the mailbox, I'm super dad.
Write your kids letters or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Call K1 Roofing and get $1,000 off. Dial pound 250, keyword new roof.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. B-O-N-U-S. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
This week in Florida in just a moment with C-Lane. And don't forget, if you have anything you want to email me or the show, you can email me at tipsthathenewsjunkie.com. And if you mention anybody else, I'll always forward it along. Or you can email Sabrina and C-Lane their names at realradio.fm if you'd like to do that.
Yeah, for me, it's just Clane.
Yeah, C-L-A-N-E.
No dash.
Man, there are so many people that get C-Lane's name wrong, and they'll been listening for like, I've been listening for 5 years, and I thought his name was Ceiling. And it's like, what?
Because he's so tall.
Yeah.
Because of his height.
Radio.
He goes all the way to the ceiling.
And I love, there's a bunch of you that your world is about to get rocked. There's a lot of people who start listening to this show. They don't watch on YouTube or Twitch or anything. They don't look at the photos online. And they think that C-Lane is black. There are a lot of people.
Never got it. Never,
don't know why.
Never understood that.
That has happened so much over the years where somebody's like, wait, C-Lane's white? And I go, yeah. Why? Why
does he say the N-word so much?
I don't know what it was.
He does not. He does not.
Hey, it's out there now. All right, here we go. You ready, C-Lane?
I'm ready, Sean.
All right, let's do This Week in Florida.
Giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
That's right. The weekend is here. That means it's time to take a trip around the great state, the Sunshine State, the state of Florida, and see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And we start with the Escambia County School District, who is taking the words of Governor Ron DeSantis and his laws, the bills that he signed into law, taking them very, very super literally. You see, because among the books that are banned, there's this laundry list of books that they've been removing from libraries. HB 1069 gives residents the right to demand the removal of any library book, any book that depicts or describes sexual conduct, that even has sexual words in it.
Yeah.
And all those words are found in the dictionary, so they're taking the dictionary out of the library in the Escambia County School District for Governor Ron DeSantis.
We can't take the dictionary out of the school library. These kids can barely spell as it is. It's already a major problem.
Do they really use the dictionary anymore, though? Like,
I don't know.
The way we used to, like we were required to purchase one and have it on us.
They must, because I know that Courtney's niece, when we were doing all the Thanksgiving stuff or Christmas stuff, her niece had just won the spelling bee at her school. And I was like, oh, they still do all the spelling bee stuff. It's just surprising.
Was she really braggadocious about it?
No, not really. She was kind of, she was just telling everybody. Or her parents were bragging about it because she had been the victor there.
The American Heritage Children's Dictionary, Webster's Dictionary for Students, and Merriam-Webster's Elementary Dictionary are among more than 2,800 books that have been pulled from Escambia County school libraries and placed into storage per HB 1069. This couple should find a new way to celebrate the holidays. They're not doing it very well. Days after Miracle Rivera, 20 years old, was arrested on charges related to allegedly attacking her boyfriend with a Christmas tree. Now, first of all, that sounds impressive.
It does, considering the shortage last year, too. It must have been a really bad fight.
But Is she picking up the entire Christmas tree and swinging it at this man?
This would have to be a smaller tree, one would.
How dare you assume what her strength is?
I mean, if it's a full-size tree and she's 20 years old, she's smacking her she's attacking her boyfriend with the Christmas tree, then that's pretty impressive, one would think.
Yeah.
But fast forward just 1 week to New Year's Day, where Miracle Rivera, 20 years old, charged with aggravated battery after police say she attacked her boyfriend of 2 years with a vase or vase on New Year's Day. Because I guess all the Christmas decorations have been put away. The New Year's Day glass vase attack caused visible injuries to the man's face, according to the criminal complaint. So,
Happy New Year.
If they're still together next holiday season,
love is love.
Maybe, put some padding around. Maybe,
that's dangerous.
Maybe put some space between the two of them. Who knows? A man, this is a really fun headline to read. Florida man accused of hot tub party murder. I'm so excited about it, I can't effing read it.
All right, settle down for a second. Get a hold of yourself.
Hot tub party.
Florida man accused of hot tub party murder wants out of jail. He says his key witnesses were unreliable, drunk, and high on ketamine and cocaine, which, as we've learned, is called a Calvin Klein. A Florida man who was charged with murder after allegedly shooting a guest at his drug-filled hot tub party last year. He now wants to be released from jail. He said one of the key witnesses told police that she was high and not paying attention. That was in quotes. Mark Anderson, 45, accused of killing Albert Camentz at his hot tub party in Delray Beach, Florida. Probable cause affidavit viewed by the Sun Sentinel said they arrived at the timeshare apartment at the invitation of the suspect's two other guests, a married couple, and they had some guys there from a Grateful Dead cover band called Crazy Fingers, who had played
That's what they called me in college.
Who had played earlier at the Funky Biscuit.
That's also what they called me in college.
So they had this Crazy Fingers after party. Fueled with cocaine and ketamine in the hot tub. One guy shoots another. He's in jail for it.
Damn, Delray.
But he wants out because they said, these witnesses that you interviewed were too high because my party was so awesome.
You guys, Mo DeWitt is in the studio with me, all right?
Hey,
just don't embarrass me in front of Moses, all right?
You'll do that just fine. Come on.
He's a professional. Sorry, Mo.
Speaking of getting out of jail, there's a woman who wants out of jail. She was in jail for, she's awaiting trial on a charge of second-degree murder. She's awaiting trial. She's been in jail since 2002, June of 2022.
Cow.
So she's been, this is a long coming trial, long time waiting for this trial. And there's some questions and some investigations going on surrounding this woman because she is pregnant. And she's been in jail since 2022.
There's a way to narrow that down.
Yes. The Miami-Dade Corrections and Rehabilitation Department told NBC News last week it confirmed Daisy Link, 28 years old, was pregnant through a thorough medical exam, but declined to comment on who may have impregnated her. And now she is asking for house arrest because of this pregnancy. So she's trying to get out of jail based on a more natural way than Mr. Cocaine and Ketamine.
Moses, is that insane for you to hear that somebody would have been waiting that long for their trial?
Not necessarily. They probably waived their right to speedy trial, or they must have waived the right to speedy trial.
20 years?
Well, you have to remember there was a backlog after COVID.
Not 2022, not
22.
I thought you said 2002. I thought this lady's been sitting there since 2002. You said 2022.
Might as well get pregnant.
Right.
Okay, all right. So the bigger concern is that she's clearly having sex with somebody at the prison. That's
hell, if she was sitting there for 20 years, she might be the first person to get time served for second-degree murder.
Yeah, my God.
In Orlando, a guy who is accused of stealing over $400 worth of crab legs and 2 cans of cat food from Winn-Dixie. And he would have got away with it, too, had it not been for his car not starting. Deputies with the Volusia County Sheriff's Office responded to a shoplifting call early Friday morning at the Winn-Dixie in Deltona. A cashier witnessed a man in a jacket leaving the store while concealing several bags of crab legs. Who was the quarterback that did that? Was famous Jameis Winston?
Oh, yeah, Jameis Winston, right.
Winston-esque
Does it say
crime.
what kind of crabs?
It doesn't. Let me see.
It's a big difference there. You know, what's in season? Snow crab, king crab?
I didn't know. I'm not a very crab expert.
Oh.
I'll defer to you. I may have said 2002 because a bunch of people are saying that on the chat right now. My bad. Anyway, the store manager followed the men outside.
Good job, loser.
And confronted them about the alleged theft. And 33-year-old Kurt Beck said he stated he knew what he was doing was wrong.
Loser, baby.
After questioning the other man, the deputies learned he did not steal any merchandise. He was only acting as the driver for Beck due to his license being suspended.
Crab getaway driver?
The car wouldn't start. They tried to give the crab legs back to the manager and be like, "We're cool, guys, right? Just everything's fine." And they're like, "No, the cops are coming, and you're getting charged with this because they can't just steal. They can't sell previously stolen crab legs."
Yeah, it's not like a game where
offer them half off.
It's not a game where
I would buy them if they were half off, Moses.
If they get you in the parking lot, you're like, all right, here's the stuff back, and then you go on your way. No, it's still stealing.
I feel bad for all the people that are waiting at the crab party. You know, with their bibs on.
It's gonna be disappointing.
Stolen crabs.
Yeah.
Could you imagine you're at this party and nobody's told you that the crabs you're expecting are going to be stolen, but you are awaiting delicious crab meat?
Deuce throw up because I'd like to pay for my crabs, please. Thank you.
There are some jobs.
Great bit, you guys.
There are some jobs, friends, that are just going to be above our pay grades. We have our wheelhouse. We have our thing that we do. I like to think we do a good job at it, but there are people that that pay not in the last 15 minutes, but there are people that get paid a lot of money to do a lot of really smart thinking, to do a lot of like research and predictions to see how the people of Florida should go about their business over the next few years. And some of these people, they say they have identified what is likely to be Florida's next invasive species.
Ooh.
Okay.
There's a couple of them.
Wait, which one do we have already? What do we got already as far?
Python?
We got the python.
The python is so invasive that Florida will pay you to kill them
Iguanas.
once a year.
Iguanas, that's right. We got iguanas. We got lionfish.
Yep.
Love bugs. We've got a bunch of them, man. That's how this seems
illegal
like a lot.
immigrants.
But now scientists at the University of Florida say they assessed 460 species that had not been recorded in Florida for their potential harm should they be introduced. We're already known for the infestation of Burmese pythons, like Moses said, and the study is hoping to get ahead of the devastating effects by identifying, like, here's who do we have to look out for. And the three contenders are the red swamp crayfish, the zebra mussel.
Okay. Sounds like things that we can consume.
I know. If we had an infestation of crayfish, it
seems easy.
Let's get cray.
Let's suck their heads.
Yeah. But the last one is one we're all familiar with, and that would be the crab-eating macaque monkey.
No macaques.
Looking at the potential impacts, that's what really alarmed me, says the scientist in an interview. They said they could have, in addition to ecological damage, they could have a human impact as well. The species relative to the rhesus macaque is already established in Florida and carries a deadly strain of herpes that the crab-eating macaque could become carrier for as well.
Damn,
the macaque has herpes?
There's going to be tons of macaques with herpes everywhere.
That is bad.
Not a good way to ring in the year.
So no speculation on whether or not we'll have like a macaque hunting season.
Can you shoot a macaque?
Of course. I mean,
I think you have to use your hands in order to kill them in an ethical way, of course.
You would choke a macaque.
It would be easier to choke a macaque than to shoot it because they move fast.
All right.
Okay.
What would that sound like if an Italian person said?
I'm gonna choke a macaque.
I hope that nobody talked over that.
There's no high-pitched tones over that one. No, nice and clear, guys. All right, good. Okay. In Hollywood, Florida.
Hey, that's where I went to high school.
Man, I should not have done this story after the whole macaque thing.
Oh, right? Why?
Construction worker finds dead baby in a dumpster.
Oh. Did he use his hands?
Yeah, the thing that's crazy about this story that I have not seen before, we're starting to see the law enforcement when they have stuff that happens in a neighborhood. They're like, oh, we've reached out to the neighbors to ask for footage from their doorbell cams. And some of the doorbell cams you can like opt in to stuff like this to make it automatic. I wouldn't do that.
I thought we found out last year that they could just grab that footage. That Ring was in cahoots.
No, you have to opt in or out of something like that.
We've talked to Mo about this before, and I think it's like you're not necessarily required to give over the footage, but if they get a warrant for it, you have to give it to them.
Yeah, they subpoena you, or they could send you a letter saying you have to preserve it, and then later they can get a subpoena for it.
Gotcha. It makes sense.
Well, now they're asking people with Teslas to help too, because as you know, Teslas have like 8 cameras on them and they film everything. And
damn.
So they're going around the neighborhood where this baby was found in a dumpster in Hollywood, and they're asking for doorbell footage and Tesla to check video for clues on who may have put the baby in the dumpster. Sad, sad story. And last but not least, in This Week in Florida, there's a man who was just horrified, terrified. He was very, very disappointed because he took financial advice from Floyd Mayweather, and he spent $12,000 on Floyd Mayweather endorsed NFTs, and now they are worthless.
Buddy.
Tyler, a 35-year-old Miami man, is having major buyer's remorse. He told NBC News he's now struggling to afford gas and food amid rising inflation after purchasing the Bored Bunny non-fungible tokens promoted by his favorite boxer. He even shoveled some of his mom's money into the digital assets.
My
what
God.
the hell are you thinking? You are the winner, or perhaps the loser, for This Week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. As I said, Moses DeWitt is joining us here.
I'm surprised he hasn't left after that segment.
I've thought about it.
I've never thought about that until C-Lane just said that. But and maybe you've done this before. Let's say you have somebody who's been in an accident on the interstate and there wasn't any great cameras around there. If you found somebody who was near them in a Tesla, could you possibly get that footage to use in a trial?
Yeah, possibly if it's still there and still recording. Now, I will say, accidents involving Teslas, the video of that is awesome because they have just every angle. You can see everything coming.
Right.
So we've had a number of those where like the video evidence is just fantastic in those cases.
Oh, that's a selling
Fully
point.
HD, 4K.
Yeah, from all the angles because there's multiple cameras. Man, that's wild because it's gotten to the point now where video footage is the most important thing.
Yep.
It'll probably fade out a little bit when AI is so good that we don't know what's real, what's fake, and how to tell the difference, which isn't too far off from right here. But yeah, if somebody says, this Publix truck ran into my car and it was all their fault, and then you just play the video and the jury sees it, it's like, there you go, slam dunk. I mean, it's not hard to
you just have
decide.
to preserve the video, quick enough before it deletes.
I just didn't even think of that being a thing. You know, because you do this all the time, all of these different sources where you can obtain those videos, like the traffic cams that you use all the time. Or I guess could you use as red light cameras a source of footage or no?
Some of them. I think we've used some red light cameras before. It just depends what's available and what's there. In Florida we have broad public record laws, so if there's video of it that's recorded in any fashion, typically we can do a public records request and get the video, or ultimately do a subpoena and get the video.
Yeah.
But you have to preserve it if it's being recorded.
Right. And then you would get, like C-Lane said, the Nest and other doorbell cameras that people might have. Everything is filmed. And for legal cases, that's fantastic.
Does the Tesla...
For criminals, not so much.
Yeah, for criminals, it sucks.
I would imagine the Tesla works sort of like the airplane black box, where if it detects a collision, it keeps everything it's recorded?
I'm not sure. I would assume so, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Hey, we got to talk to you when we come back. I'm going to take a quick break. But we have to talk about this Alaskan Airlines flight, which has been in the news. And perhaps this is something that it could be a problem for other similar planes. And this kid that was on the flight right next to where the big hole opened up. And there's a bunch of things that we need to talk about. We got jury duty on the way. If you have any legal questions for Moses DeWitt, you can call the station, 1-888-978-1041.
Nope, not that one.
We don't have that anymore?
No more 888 number.
Awkward.
We don't have a toll-free at all?
I don't think so.
Are we poor now?
I think people can just pay for their own phone calls these days.
Yeah.
All right. 407-916-1041.
Or call Sean's cell phone, 407.
No. Don't. She started out with a real one, too. She was going to burn me down. If you have any questions for Moses, 407-916-1041.
Dude.
Or obviously, you know how bad I am at this stuff. Obviously, you can send it to dispatch@thenewsjunkie.com with any legal question that you might have. Big Doug Millionaire says, RIP toll-free number. I didn't even know. I had no idea.
Now you're paying those tolls, bro.
All right. When we come back, we'll get into all that and so much more. Plus, why are people covering their noses in photos on social media? It's all over. Why are people doing this? I'll tell you why. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes.
We might even give you credit.
Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
There's a couple accidents causing delays to watch out for this afternoon on Florida's Turnpike southbound's off-ramp to Orange Blossom Trail. Orange Avenue southbound between Michigan Street and Oak Ridge Road. Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you could expect your regular delays before the bend. There's slowdowns on State Road 429 approaching Florida's Turnpike's Ramp Junction. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Let Express Employment Professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Go to ExpressPros.com to find the location near you. That's ExpressPros.com.
Start the new year off the right way from behind the wheel of your very own truck from Nations Trucks. A Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, Nations Trucks has got them all. And with approved credit, you don't make any payments for 3 months. So take your pick from the largest selection of work trucks, lifted trucks, diesels, and 4x4s. And if you have a few bumps on your credit, well, that's not a problem. Nations Trucks has 35 lenders. They're ready to work with you. Let's do it this weekend. Visit nationstrucks.com or just go down and see them in person. In Sanford, 1792, just 1 mile south of Lake Mary Boulevard, and let them know C-Lane from the News Junkies sent you.
Crayola Creativity Week starts January 22nd to celebrate creativity and engage kids all around the world in creative learning. With celebrity creators, hands-on activities, read-alouds, and giveaways, it's easy and free to participate. Register today at Crayola.com/creativityweek.
Do you like beer? Then we have a fundraiser for you. Join Orlando Science Center for the 3rd annual Science on Tap Outdoor Beer Festival, presented by Land Rover Orlando. Coming to Lock Haven Park January 20th. Enjoy ciders, IPAs, stouts, and more from over 30 popular local breweries. Grab some snacks from your favorite food trucks and savor some cool science. Explore the science of suds while enjoying music, lawn games, and so much more. Proceeds will fund programs to make hands-on STEM education available for Central Florida families in need. Tickets and more at osc.org.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to 1.5 years to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando. Being a great dad doesn't require some fat wallet. I realized a simple stopwatch could make my kid's day better. I turned everything into a speed competition. Just time everything. How fast can they make their bed? How quickly can they fold 10 shirts? The weirder, the better. I want Tom who could hug me the longest. They'll be excited if you're excited. Trust me.
Pull out a stopwatch or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
Steve Kramer here with a divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. One firm for life.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $9.90. Plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 70s Rock Ride, Pink Floyd, Eagles, Van Halen, Tom Petty, Zeppelin, and more. Try something new for 2024. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search 70s Rock Ride, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. 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 That's bonus. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
If it's important to you, it's on and probably being mocked by.
For me the other day, I got to tell you, I think it's maybe the most scared I've actually been in a little while. And
Like for your life?
I was a little bit scared for my life, actually. And Courtney didn't notice any of it and had no response to the whole situation as it was unfolding.
She's a badass.
She was stone cold about it, and I'm like, I'm sitting in the parking lot, like freaking out because of what happened. And we have this place we go to. Secretly, it's one of the best sub places in town. Like they're operating in like a little bit of a dicey, well, not too dicey, but a little bit dicier neighborhood. And it's one of these places that if you just looked at it, it looks like nothing. But they have really good food at this place. And so we order it all the time. And we went there to pick it up the other day. And Courtney gets out of the car and goes into this place to get it. And as I'm sitting in the car, a car drives by me that is riddled with bullet holes. Just from front to back bullet holes. And I go, if somebody wanted to shoot this guy once, they very well may shoot him again. I don't want to be anywhere near this guy right now.
Love that he's still driving the car.
It's like a Cadillac or something. And I mean, the whole side of the car it wasn't stickers, folks. It was like full on bullet holes all down the side of this guy's car. And I'm going, I think we're in grave danger. Oh my God, we got to get out of here. And also, Courtney's outside of the car right now. There's nothing I could do to let her know about this impending danger.
So you just left her?
I thought about it, Mo. There was a moment of time where I said, every person for themselves. I got to get out of here.
That's messed up, man.
See you later. No, I didn't. I waited. But when she got in the car, I was like, get out of here. We got to get out of here fast. And she's like, well, for what? And I said, that car over there has bullet holes in it. It looks like it's been in a drive-by or something. And she said, well, they already shot at him. We're not really in any danger now. But my heart started racing. I thought it was over for us, man. We did survive, though, somehow, some way.
Good.
And now we can hang out with our friend Moses DeWitt. Do we have any folks? You could call if you have any questions for Mo over to 407.
Not toll free, though.
And 407 916 1041. We're not doing toll free anymore. I guess that's not a thing at the station. But if you have any, let us know. And also, you can send those through the website at thenewsjunkie.com. You might see a lot of people out there in photos on social media doing something that looks weird and that is very confusing. And Instagram, it's happening quite a bit. They said they're covering their noses in photographs. And when you look at this, you go, why are people doing this? Why is there all these photographs where people are covering their noses in my feed? And I guess what's happening, and it happened a lot over the holidays, is there's all these people, these teenagers and Gen Z folks who are covering their noses in pictures because they're juggling something very difficult in their lives. One is, they said, among Gen Z folks, they search for bad photos of one another to try to like bully each other. So like if you have somebody you don't like, you'll search on all their social media profiles to find the worst and most embarrassing photo of them. Like that Beyonce photo that she wanted.
I do that all the time.
From the internet.
Everyone's contact photo is, I try to have it be the most embarrassing photo possible.
Some snapshot where things just didn't go well for you in the picture.
I mean, as far as the three of you go, and I'm including Moses, you guys are top tier. Embarrassing photos.
What's the one of me? I don't even remember.
Someone photoshopped you as like a gangster, and then John Travolta is over your shoulder trying to kiss you in the cheek.
Okay, yeah, that's particular.
C-Lane is that's the one someone superimposed his face onto the Jimmy John's guy that was naked humping a shark.
Okay, I do remember that, yeah.
And then Moses was that you never released it. You was the Ghostbusters ghost.
Oh, why was that unreleased?
It looked like a giant sperm.
That's why you should release it.
Maybe we'll dig it out of the archives.
I like how Mo finally drew a line in the sand. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. That would have gone the most viral of all of them. So they're worried about those moments, these like high school kids. And so in photographs of their family, to juggle not being mean to the family and saying, I don't want to be in the picture, and then getting made fun of by their friends, they just are covering their faces, like putting their hands over their noses in the pictures so nobody can bully them and make fun of them over that. And I thought, man, that's a sad thing to think about. When I was young, I hate to do that, but back in my day.
Yeah. They had
back
to
in my day.
sit still for about 15 minutes
No,
while the camera
it wasn't that long ago. Back in my day, in the 90s, you didn't have the social media
Did they make you bring your own bulbs?
No, it wasn't that long ago. They didn't have those in the 1990s.
I was not alive.
They just didn't have the social media platform. So any embarrassing photos of you would have to be like actual physical copies. I remember when they started having the first digital cameras, and they were garbage at first, and they were really big too. They were like, it was like a large camera because I had to have the storage or like hold the discs that they had at the time. But you didn't have all these photos of you that your friends could have taken, and you're like in the background at a party, and they go, oh man, and now you're shamed because of it. That sucks that people do that.
I had a digital camera, or my dad had a digital camera.
One of the first ones?
Well, we had some early ones where it was like it had onboard memory, and there was no card or anything to swap out. So you just had to take the pictures off of the camera to get it,
You got all of like 10 photos before the storage was completely used up.
Yeah,
and
that wasn't
then
a lot.
my dad had a digital camera that was an actual 3x5 floppy drive.
Oh,
and
wow.
the floppy disk could go in it, except you can't fit a whole lot of digital pictures with any good quality on your floppy disk. So it was even like you had to carry around a lot of those stupid things.
Yeah, it happened fast too. I think it was the camera phones that like made everything go really, really, really quick. Christina on Twitch says, Sean is missing the actual reason behind this, LOL. The other thing that they say, because they said it's for multiple things, like they don't want to get bullied by their friends if there's a bad photograph of them on somebody else's social media profile. And then they said, he went on to explain the nose cover is just a signal to their peers that they won't be caught, quote, slipping, which eventually translated into meaning off guard. So the nose cover for most is a way to avoid being a target for ridicule in their digital spaces with friends.
Oh, that's perfect
the same
example. I got caught slipping, and good luck to Gen Zers to avoid this, but the thumbnail for the stream today
Yeah, you can't help
is
that.
a great example of me getting caught slipping.
I've had some real bad ones too. And I've gone over to YouTube and
I
I've
look like a mid-sneeze, and now anyone who goes to YouTube will have that.
I think it just randomly grabs them.
Why
is
that,
it the same
YouTube?
one? Is it still the same one right now?
Oh, I
or
don't know.
Change out.
I don't want to go back.
We'll go over to a couple of dispatches real quick. Let's see what's going on with Jeffrey. He's talking about invasive species.
Hey guys, as far as invasive species, can we please add moles to that list? Because
they're so cute.
them son of a bitches are tearing up my yard, and I've tried
I
everything
hate them.
to
Mine are
kill
so
'em.
bad.
Even hooking up my exhaust system from my truck
Oh,
into
Jesus,
the hole,
man.
and that didn't work.
What the
Anyway,
hell? Jeez.
thanks, bye.
He's gassing the moles at his house?
And
All
then
right.
they die underground. But what's weird about it is like it's not always moles. Like sometimes you're having like snakes dig holes like that, and you assume it's a mole. And then I saw it was like a hornet's nest on TikTok
Yeah.
that looks exactly like a mole hole.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
don't
I'm
want
doing
those things.
at night.
Well, listen, look, if you have moles around your house, it takes over your life because you have to go to war with those things, Caddyshack style.
But they're so cute.
Christina said the other reason why the kids are covering their faces, well, this is terrible if true, in the photographs is because their friends are taking the pictures and making the person in blackface. So they'll take a photo with their friend.
Oh my God.
And they'll blackface them.
That's a bad prank.
It's like, okay. Wow, imagine having to worry about all this stupid stuff in your life. My God. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, jury duty. And again, any questions you have for Mo, 407-916-1041. We got some folks for that. We've also got some questions coming across via dispatch. We'll get to all that and jury duty. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
One more time. I was wrong, Angel. We can auction off one more thing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good promo.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports.
Has Jordan Love proved the Packers right? Green Bay has appeared to hit on back-to-back-to-back quarterbacks. But in a win-or-go-home game, Love did what Aaron Rodgers couldn't do last year, provide the W. Love is everything Rodgers isn't. Younger, cheaper, ascending, more athletic, and a team-first chemistry builder. Now you can add being a playoff quarterback, too. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. If you need new windows or doors for your home, heads up. This message is for you. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off high-performance award-winning windows, 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors, 40% off our factory direct products installed. Bring in your measurements for on-the-spot pricing or call today. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
From the creator of Up and Vanished comes a new true crime weekly podcast series. In each episode of Talking to Death, join Payne, Lindsay, and guests as they discuss all things crime, life, mystery, and fun.
Are aliens real?
Based on everything I've learned, I think that the government knows something. I don't know if aliens are real, but I think there's something out there that they know.
Listen to Talking to Death on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Odds are you won't die.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. 2024, we all have resolutions. Here's a really good one, I think. A resolution to find out about your health before anything happens. That means go to Life Imaging FLA. Early detection is the key to maintaining a healthy heart. And in 2024, make the resolution to get a scan before you have any symptoms for heart disease or for cancer, because it's a game changer if you have early detection. And that's what Life Imaging FLA does. I'm so glad that my wife and I went, and I know people that have gone and found out they had heart blockage they had no idea about. So It's a game changer. Here's what you do. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. There's a few minimum requirements, but this is like a $699 value, and it's definitely worth it. So pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the words free heart scan, you'll be connected in seconds. Get a scan if you can, and remember, you're going to receive an option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. It's Life Imaging FLA. Get a scan if you can.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
This Saturday and Sunday only at Old Navy. Get 50% off all activewear. That's right, get 50% off all activewear for the family. Hurry, it's 2 days only this Saturday and Sunday, only at Old Navy. Valid 1/13 and 1/14. Excludes license and clearance.
Don't miss Classic Albums Live, performing U2's The Joshua Tree and their greatest hits live, note for note, cut for cut. Friday, January 19th at the Hard Rock Live Orlando. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster and the Hard Rock Live box office, 407-351-LIVE.
I had my first kid at 19, and this is going to sound strange, but the best advice I can give to other young dads is stay. I wanted to run away. I wanted to just keep living my own life, but I chose to be her dad, and now I'm glad I did. I can't imagine my life without my daughter, and I can't imagine making her grow up without a dad.
Dads, today may feel hard, but it's always the right choice to be a father first.
Mecum Auctions. The world's largest collector car auction returns to Kissimmee, Florida, January 2nd to the 14th at Osceola Heritage Park. Featuring 4,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend and Motor Trend Plus. From avid collectors to those new to the Mecum experience, we welcome everyone. Register to bid now at Mecum.com.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites, and malware-ridden downloads. It will also encrypt your internet traffic while maintaining a smooth connection. So improve your digital privacy and protection against hackers with one simple click. Get the special deal at NordVPN.com and enjoy safer internet daily. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Wawa is ringing in 2024 in a big way with any 20 or 24-ounce freshly brewed hot coffee for just $2, including the new caramel cream flavor. Pour more of your favorite coffee at Wawa.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
Go check us out at thenewsjunkie.com and binge through the podcast this weekend if you're not all caught up with everything, excuse me. We're hanging out with Moses DeWitt, our attorney, our friend, and the man who faces down our usually awkward questions each week. And Celine, I don't know about the list. The shape of the list is what? We got questions for Moses on there?
We had one thing from this week that we talked about kind of at length, and that was the teacher in Missouri that was arrested for having a sexual relationship with a student that the student's dad knew about. And then so they arrested the dad for contributing to the delinquency or one of those kind of bad things for a minor. But in the police report, the confidential witness, one of the students at the school, said that the teacher had said that the relationship between her and her student, the 16-year-old student, was a reason for her and her husband's divorce, meaning the husband would have known about it. Does that mean they could come after the husband for not reporting something like that?
I mean, typically you don't have an obligation to report. You know, the key to contributing to the delinquency of a minor is if you help, encourage, or contribute to that minor taking these actions. So, you know, the prosecution here, while they've charged the dad, they're going to have to show somehow that he contributed to it, helped it, encouraged it in some way, something to kind of, you know, push that relationship
They
forward.
were hanging out at the dad's house.
Well, there you go. So that may be what they're hanging their hat on right there.
But they have to have something concrete to show
And
that.
according to one of the witnesses, they said they were going to, you know, go to the cops, and the dad said, "Well, they're going to do it behind my back. I might as well deal with it," or something to the tune of that. But now the ex-husband, what?
Well said.
But now the ex-husband wouldn't have any like worry that they're going to come after him for knowing there was statutory rape going on and not reporting it.
As long as he didn't do anything to encourage it or you know, help them have a relationship, which I assume he didn't. You know, he basically found out about the relationship and then filed for divorce, is what it sounds like. So, you know, there's no obligation to report the crime as long as you're not furthering the crime.
Right, because half the school knew. Like, when we were talking about this story, it seemed like all the kids at the school knew that this was going on with this teacher.
Is there a crime that you do have an obligation to report?
It's very, very few and far between. I think there is one. I can't think it off the top of my head, but it's very rare.
Like, imagine, and this is not true, let me just put this out there ahead of time. Imagine I had information that suggested that I knew C-Lane was going to commit a terror attack, like, imminently. Right? Like,
Christopher.
If I knew something like that and I didn't tell, then people would have died as a result of me not coming forward with that info.
I mean, there are situations where if you have information that would, you know, further a crime, that you have to, you know, report that, or you could, you know, let's say you helped plan the crime, obviously, and then you backed out and said, I don't want anything to do with this, but you didn't report it. Well, there you could be charged with a crime.
Right.
But if you just suspected that C-Lane was a crazy person and was going to commit some sort of crime, then typically you wouldn't have an obligation there.
But just for the record, say I knew 100% that Sean was keeping a small child in that little nook next to the bathroom underneath his stairs.
Hypothetically.
I know 100% that the Harry Potter room has a small child on it that Sean's keeping there. I feel like I would have an obligation to report it.
Right.
I mean, possibly it's going to depend on the state laws.
There's no kid living in the hidden room in my house, for the record.
Go ahead, prove it.
No, I don't need to. There's nobody.
Show us the room, Sean.
Right. Sounds like something someone would say who has a small child.
Moses, what are you doing?
Well, you said you don't need to prove it. It seems like an odd thing.
You should be on my side here. My God. All right, I will say C-Lane is not a terrorist, okay? I'm going out and saying that C-Lane is not a terrorist.
Hi, I'm the little kid in Sean's nook. Someone help me. He only gives me water.
It's kind of a weird thing because if you know something that's that important, it would almost be like if during the hunt for a kidnapped person, if you knew where that person was, you just have information that's so important to the livelihood and safety of another person that it would seem like you should be compelled, whether the law allows for that or not. I guess that's different.
Yeah, in most cases, you don't have a voluntary obligation to report a crime. Just like if you see someone speeding on the roadway, you don't have to call 911. Could you? Certainly, but you don't have to call and report them.
Can you, if you see other people breaking laws, can you, like, be a cop on your own, like vigilante? Like, so let's say Sabrina's speeding on the way home on the interstate, right?
I will be.
And I follow her and I like document it and I have my own little paperwork that I do.
But you would also be speeding while documenting.
Well, maybe I'm not speeding. Maybe I'm at a distance.
And now you're writing down stuff while you're speeding? It seems like you're more dangerous than she is.
Thank you, C-Lane.
I pulled off to the side of the road to take my notes. And then I said, Sabrina proceeded at a speed of 90 miles an hour on the interstate, blah, blah, blah. Here's the video footage. And I had the whole case ready. Could I bring that to the police department and be like, you know, mini cop? Is that a thing?
Not really. So you could record the evidence and turn
Sorry
it
for
to the
wasting your
police.
time.
If you do witness a felony take place, then you can make a citizen's arrest, but you have to witness the actual crime and it has to be a felony. And you do run a lot of liability doing that with, you know, false imprisonment and things like that. So you're better off typically just calling the police and having them handle it or deal with the situation.
They've had people like school buses that are stopping, and it's the same street that you see cars that are passing by them and not abiding by that law. And they bring that video evidence to the cops, and you'll see the follow-up where the cops are hiding and pulling over 10 people at a time. So I feel like that would be the closest to your dream, Sean.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Where the school bus thing in particular, and people get pissed about that. Like, rightfully so, because there's a lot of danger there. But I guess I can't do it. I'm not going to be able to do that. I do want to hear from you. We'll get to dispatches here in a moment. Also, you can call 407-916-1041 if you have any questions for Moses DeWitt, attorney at law. And we've got more information about Just Okay 8 headed your way next week. There's some big developments there that we're excited about. Got the logo all done and ready to go for the event. Things are shaping up over here. Let's do just one dispatch real quick, because the Big Show is talking about back in the 90s.
News Junkies, your boy Big Show here.
Hey.
Sean, you said the 90s, they didn't have social media? Was it Me Gente and Black Planet a thing? I mean, we're about the same age. Yeah, I definitely remember being on Me Gente or Black Planet or AOL Messenger.
I've heard of that.
Pop, pop, Big Show out.
I don't even know the other two things.
ICQ, that's what I was on.
Yeah, those are more chat platforms than like a social media platform. There might have been MySpace at the time. I don't remember. I just know you didn't have to worry as a kid in high school about the other kids finding embarrassing photos of you somewhere on social media and bullying you with it. Apparently, that's a larger problem now. Okay, we want to hear from you. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Back in just a moment, the Consumer Electronics Show, CES, is wrapping up for 2024. And now we have the worst technology that was announced this year. What were the real duds at CES in Las Vegas? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
Authorities are clearing up an accident where Narcoossee Road meets William Carey Drive. Travel with caution. There's an accident on the off-ramp from Florida's Turnpike to Orange Blossom Trail. The left shoulder is blocked. Travel with caution there. The majority of delays you're going to be experiencing this afternoon is on I-4 between US 27 and Sand Lake Road. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $9.90. Plus, free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman Lind and the Under Oath podcast. Here's some more free advice. After you get into a car accident or experience any other injury, you cannot imagine what the insurance companies will do to fight your claim. They will go through your social media accounts, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or any other site you post on. They will use photos of you smiling to suggest you were not injured, that your life has not been impacted, all to avoid paying your medical expenses. Be careful when you post online. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546.
It's the new year, and guess what? I'm in hot water. Hey, it's RC Hill here from RC Hill, Mitsubishi in DeLand. My sales are frozen. So this month, I've cooked up the craziest icebreaker ever. Right now, I'm paying way over appraised value for any car, regardless of make, model, miles, or even condition. If you owe $2,000, $4,000, or even $7,000 more than it's worth, I still want it. Plus, with my dealer next door credit approval process, you could skate home for just $8 down. We've got the banks to break the ice with lower rates and smaller payments. You can drive a car that's twice as nice. Come see me at RC Hill Mitsubishi. Check out the new Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. For your peace of mind, we provide a lifetime limited warranty. So dump that old ride you hate, and you can drive for $8. But hurry, this deal will melt away fast. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. See details at rchill.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Very local. Powered by Wesh 2. Local news.
Breaking news this morning.
Original series and specials.
I can't wait to go check it out. Come with me.
24/7 TV made just for you.
How awesome is this?
Download the free Very Local app now.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Call K1 Roofing and get $1,000 off. Dial pound 250, keyword new roof.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to the News Junkie. Proceed towards your
A decent amount, like maybe 5% of the population who has seen the stories in the past week about these planes falling apart and going, I'm rethinking whether or not I want to actually travel by plane for my next trip. And Mo is a pilot, for God's sake, and you've seen, it was the Alaska Airlines flight that was the big one that was so concerning, where they called it a door plug. And I think it's just like a thing where if they don't want to put an emergency exit there, they put this door plug in and everything's supposed to be fine. You wouldn't even know as a passenger, but it popped out and there's a huge hole in the plane. some guy who was sitting close by, because luckily there was no people in the two seats exactly next to where this happened. The kid who was the closest, his shirt ripped off of his body. Shows you how much force you're dealing with. He's got like wind burns all over him. And everybody in the section of the airplane where this happened is freaking out, okay? And we learn afterwards that they offer, Moses, these folks on this Alaska Airlines flight, they offer them a free flight, so your flight is going to be paid for. Thank you so much. They apologized, and then they said, we'll give you $1,500. And I believe we've gone over this before, but we were talking about this at the time and saying, if I take that money, are they going to go, well, there, no takesy backsies. Like you've taken this money. Now you can't sue us. Now, it's going to look like in any kind of court situation, you settled with us here. Is that actually something that works that way? Or
it depends how it's done. But, typically I'd be very wary of taking money if you have damages that exceed that, like maybe the kid sitting next to the window.
Yeah.
If you're somebody in the front of the plane, you just had an inconvenience and maybe a scare, maybe you're fine with the $1,500. But, typically if you're going to accept any sort of settlement, and they may or may not make them sign something, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But there may be terms that go along with that, those $1,500 that say, hey, you're releasing us from any future liability from this incident. So you have to be careful of that.
And would you think that the person seemingly most affected, the kid who got his shirt ripped right off of his body, that guy would actually have a good case against the airline?
He could potentially have a good case against the airline, but other people on that airplane may still have legitimate PTSD issues. They may have to go get counseling. I mean, it may have affected somebody where they have to get, intense, psychiatric care after that because of the fear that it caused. So even though from a physical standpoint, it seems like he had the most injuries, somebody else may have had, psychological issues as well.
I wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, I absolutely think you could from that.
Now, the whole rule, though, is that if something like this happens, an attorney or an attorney's office cannot reach out to somebody to start this class action.
Right. You can't directly solicit. Yeah,
but
exactly.
If they were to produce some sort of ad that's like, were you affected by this? Then that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you listen to the radio station, that's okay.
It's kind of weird that's okay, though.
But you're now talking, you're, because I've heard it before. I mean, Camp Lejeune, I think, was a big one that ran. And then I saw one for Ozempic not too long ago. But this deals with a couple hundred people versus, thousands, I imagine, for their class action. Is that still something that people would do if you're just trying to get in contact with the people that were on that plane?
So in a case like this, a lawyer may file an action on behalf of one or two plaintiffs, and then as part of that, he'll move it into what we call class action, and then basically he'll get a list of everybody who's on the plane, and typically the court will allow them to send some sort of notification to those people who are part of the class or potentially part of the class. Just like every once in a while, you may get an email or it used to be postcards about, hey, you may be a part of this class action settlement. Contact us or go to this website if you want to opt in.
Could you still get your own attorney and not be part of the class action?
You can. So you don't have to be part of the class. You could, bring an independent action if you wanted to.
Okay. C-Lane, help me out on this because this is barely stuck in my head, but it's stuck in there. We had some legal case that we talked about recently where a guy was suing a company and his wife was also suing the company.
I just texted you about it.
Okay, did you? Okay.
Yeah, it was not a company. It was Kanye West.
Oh, it was suing Kanye West. All right. What was the story again, if you remember?
I just sent it to you as well, and like the little blurb of it, but a photog autograph seeker suing Kanye West because Kanye ended up like punching the dude. But in the lawsuit, it also names his wife, who, because of this, and I want to read it exactly as it was, loss of consortium, a claim by Tiffany, the wife, refers to the deprivation of companionship, affection, and support experienced by a spouse due to the injuries sustained by their partner.
So it would be the equivalent
How creative is that, Moses?
If you get into an accident and you sue somebody and then your wife also sues because she says, as a result of this, this is what happened to me. Have you ever heard of that before?
Well, it sort of sounds like a loss in consortium claim where basically the person can't do certain things and the spouse is affected by that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, a loss of consortium claim is fairly common. I don't know if that's just this is just a different version of that.
No, that's what this is. It says loss of consortium.
Yeah, so that's fairly common. That's, brought as part of a lot of claims if somebody's, especially if they're significantly or seriously injured.
So if the person, let's say, is, rendered a paraplegic or something as a result of an accident, you're not only impacting that person's life and future,
but their family.
But their family. Okay, so I just hadn't heard of two people being a part of it like that before.
And now, does that change significantly if you're not legally married to each other? Like, let's say it's just a long-term relationship. Perhaps you haven't filed for domestic partnership, but you've, been together for that long. Could you still be on this lawsuit?
I mean, as far as I know, I don't think Florida recognizes it unless you're married. So I think you do have to be married to bring that kind of claim.
Really? Huh. Okay. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record yours now. Let's see who we got here. We've got Fried chiming in, talking about that I drive slow, I guess. I don't know. Let's see.
Sean, the way you drive, everybody's speeding to you, man. Speed up a little bit, buddy.
I mean, legally speaking, they are speeding, and you're watching them. I would never do this. I'm not like some highway Karen where I'd want to report on all the other drivers out there breaking the law. But some folks might. I don't know. Somebody's showing off their Mo merch here in a photo dispatch. Let's do this one, though.
Happy today.
Oh, I can't hear you well.
So I wanted to go on the record
inside of a lawnmower.
For myself and Boots and Moonshine. There was a kid in that nook. We weren't sure what.
Okay, we're not going back to this. There's no kid hidden in my house, all right?
That's what you get for having them over, Sean.
There is no kid in the house. This is totally normal over here. Everything's good. We're above board. No crimes being committed, et cetera, et cetera. Speaking of paraplegics,
what people who commit crimes say.
That's a great segue. I'm the kid in his nook.
Speaking of paraplegics.
Hey, kid in Sean's nook. Do you hear him cry when he eats his turkey sandwiches?
A little bit, but since he's done the salt, he just, he's fine now, I think. All right, gotta go. Bye.
Go into this story, okay?
I want to get my voice changer back.
This is pretty damn impressive to me. The
Pretty
idea
damn
that,
impressive indeed.
You knew what I meant. It's the weekend, all right? Leave me alone. This story is about a paraplegic man who has
By
just
the way,
conquered...
I'm a paraplegic as well, and he's just stuffed me in here.
That makes it even worse.
Folded my legs.
But that makes it easy to keep you here. This guy is doing things that you and I, who are not paraplegics, are not doing at all. And he just climbed his first mountain, or his tallest mountain to date, I guess, 3,000-foot El Capitan. And he has climbed.
Is the descent a lot faster for somebody like that?
It may be. I don't know. But Zuko Carrasco is 42 years old. This is kind of weird. They say he was injured 11 years ago in a, quote, trust fall accident. That's
what
they say.
Man.
You know what that is,
I would
right?
never admit to that.
Yeah. It says, like, at a corporate retreat. When he was at a
I
corporate
feel
retreat.
like I've heard about this, or this has happened multiple times.
I
But
can't believe
nobody
this has
caught him
ever happened.
in the trust fall, right?
Yeah, that's what apparently he was doing, the trust fall
That's
thing.
awful. And now he's a paraplegic because of that?
Now he's a paraplegic.
How high was the trust fall?
I don't know. That seems like trust fall is normally you're on the ground and you just start leaning
Yeah, you just
backwards.
lean back.
I wouldn't think that would ever lead
But
to
this
you.
company trusted its employees so much that he did it from a 2-story balcony.
It must have been something like that.
Good
Otherwise,
God.
how would you get that damage?
That's awful.
MFQ says, I guess he doesn't trust anymore.
I would imagine not. They said he underwent years of rehabilitation to regain the use of his hands and his arms and overcame bouts of depression and thoughts of suicide on a journey to rediscover the adventure athlete within himself. Took him a week to climb this mountain, El Capitan. They call
Some
it the
people
world's
do it in
most,
2 hours.
the most famous big wall rock climb. And they said climbers for decades have been lured to this place. Scores have died trying to climb this place. And he was pulling himself up inches at a time, went as far as he possibly could, and he made it all the way to the top of this mountain with just his hands.
When you use the word scores in a story like this, you sound like you're like some shadowy figure telling an echoey ghost tale, like, scores have died attempting to scale the mountain.
That's seriously wild, though, that you just with his hands and his arms, because he can't use the rest of his body, he was able to climb a mountain. I'm fairly impressed with the guy.
Did he have a team with him? And I imagine they had a pretty good vetting system, considering how he became a Paraplegic?
Do you want to know more about his accident that led to him being
Would love to, please.
All right. Says the accident happened back in the mid 2000s. Well, 2015, this says, when he and a friend were leading some insurance company executives through team building exercises outside the capital of Ecuador. At the end of the day, the group took part in a trust fall, an exercise in which a person secured by a rope steps off a platform 40 feet in the air.
Oh my God, that is not how trust fall works, dude.
It's extreme trust fallery.
And the irony of it all was for an insurance company.
Yeah. They said a person secured by a rope steps off a platform 40 feet in the air and is caught by a person on the ground who lowers them, sending a shot of adrenaline through their body. So if you're not picturing this right, let's say Sabrina is up 40 feet up in the air, and I have a rope, and she's supposed to trust me to slowly let her down to the ground.
Yeah, that's hell no for me, dude.
The person just let go of the rope, and he, fell down to the ground.
That was a bad idea. That was a really bad idea.
Yeah, it's a little
and no
bit
fail-safe
brutal.
for it. Like, it's just solely based on the person letting go or holding onto the rope.
That's what makes it a really good trust fall.
No net.
My
no backup, rope.
I think
Never trust the insurance companies.
When I think I have problems in my life, I'm gonna think about this guy. I'm going to think about him and the problems he actually has. Meanwhile, over at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, I've always dreamed of going to CES in Las Vegas.
It's very nerdy of you to say.
Wow, you wouldn't want to go see all the cool stuff that the companies have?
Want to go? Have I dreamed of it?
Well,
Does it
I'm
keep
just saying
me up at night?
No, it doesn't keep me up at night, but I would like to go to CES at some time.
You know what keeps me up at night? Getting out of this nook.
All of the companies show you the latest in their technology, and now they have the worst of CES. And now when I saw that, I was like, what's making this the worst? They were talking about things with big security concerns and privacy concerns.
I thought just like a stupid product.
Well, here's an example. They said automotive technology is a big focus, and BMW unveiled their new vehicle. The new vehicle has an AI system like ChatGPT, and it said the car will be able to provide quick instructions and answers about vehicle functions in a human conversation-like manner. And it would also be able to unlock the front door of your house or turn off the porch light and some of those other things. But they said, what if somebody's violent ex gets a hold of their car and is able to use it to unlock their door?
Right.
But I would say you could use that same argument for my front door. My front door is one of the ones that's hooked up to the internet as well. And somebody could get in that way, I guess, if they were trying to attack somebody. I don't know. That seems weird to me. It's just a really, really smart vehicle. They said there's earbuds that were debuted by Sennheiser that were duds. They're $300. And they're a betrayal of the brand because they're too disposable. It comes with 3 separate batteries. After those batteries are dead, you're done. You can't use it anymore.
Oh, my gosh.
It doesn't charge. You just got 3 batteries that come with it.
That should be illegal.
Worst in show at CES also goes to this company that has a new thing for shopping carts that will have real-time recommendations based on where you are at in the grocery store. And also
that worst in show. I don't mind that.
Because it has advertisements on it too, I guess.
Boo.
But that seems kind of cool, actually. And then they said,
You don't go to the grocery store, John.
I did not long ago. It was kind of fun. It was an $1,800 microwave.
For him.
Yeah, I went and I used the freestyle machine and everything. It was a good time. They said the Revolution Cooking Macrowave, which is a microwave and a convection oven together, $1,800. They said it's an absolute waste of money.
Damn
Worst in show. All right, we are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to see what's going on in your world. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit record on your first dispatch right now. There was something at CES that everybody was going nuts over, and it was like this.
I haven't really heard a whole lot of buzz about anything grabbing attention at CES.
The thing that is getting the most attention is the cars, because some of the cars are pretty cool. Like the new Honda that they released, it looks like something straight up out of Tron. But they had this Samsung robot that follows you around.
Okay.
It's got the creative name of Ballie, Ballie, and it's about the size of a soccer ball, and it just rolls around your house. But it didn't
Sean
even
treats
seem...
me like a soccer ball. Every time he opens the nook, it kicks me.
Do not. There's nobody in my nook. I'm gonna have to.
I haven't seen my parents in 7 years.
All right, quick break. Back in a moment. I am going to get a visit over this. And if I do, I hope you guys feel bad.
We want to talk to that kid, Sean. And then you have to get me on the phone. I have to use the whole voice just to be like, I was kidding the whole time.
Just in case you're not familiar, I have a rocky relationship with some law enforcement out there who would...
Who's that on, dude?
Be more
Who's
than
that
happy. Not me. They'll be more than happy to visit me and see if there truly
I
is
have
somebody...
to carry around my Crime Line Media Partner of the Year award in my car now because of that.
Well... Can I borrow that?
Absolutely not.
You're real handy. The best-selling thing in the liquor store is taking a lot of people by surprise. What is it? You're going to find out. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for an accident on Colonial Drive westbound at Fairvilla Road. There's slowdowns on Orange Avenue due to an accident southbound between Michigan Street and Oak Ridge Road. The majority of slowdowns you're going to be experiencing on I-4 are between US 27 and approaching Sand Lake Road. Around the perimeter, traffic is up to speed on 429 and the Greenway. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
New year, new to-do list. Valvoline Instant Oil Change makes it easy to check oil change off your list. Drive in today where our certified technicians will get you back on the road in no time. No appointment needed. Go to VIOC.com for a location near you.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
From the creator of Up and Vanished comes a new true crime weekly podcast series. In each episode of Talking to Death, join Payne, Lindsay, and guests as they discuss all things crime, life, mystery, and fun.
Are aliens real?
Based on everything I've learned, I think that the government knows something. I don't know if aliens are real, but I think there's something out there that they know.
Listen to Talking to Death on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Odds are you won't die.
Crayola Creativity Week starts January 22nd to celebrate creativity and engage kids all around the world in creative learning. With celebrity creators, hands-on activities, read-alouds, and giveaways, it's easy and free to participate. Register today at Crayola.com/creativityweek.
How do I, Dad? Here's something I do. I write a letter to my kids every month. Yep, I write a letter and send it to my own house. I'm pen pals with my own kids. I know it sounds silly, but they love it. I don't write anything crazy. Just tell them I love them, ask them questions, whatever. Normal stuff. But when it shows up in the mailbox, I'm super dad.
Write your kids letters or try something else. Just choose to be a father first today.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar, solarsource.com/monsters.
Extreme Tom Keene is bankrolled by radicals. Their plan is Biden's plan. Tax more,
spend more till everything costs more. Now, Keene refuses to work with Republicans to solve the affordability crisis. Keene's cronies want to handcuff cops, release criminals, disband school resource officers, even let men play women's sports. It's crazy, it's extreme, and so is Tom Keene. But Erica Booth will fight their failed agenda. Mom, teacher, school board member. Booth will cut taxes, combat inflation, back the blue, and lower premiums by holding big insurance accountable. Send a signal to Joe Biden's Washington radicals. Vote Erica Booth this Tuesday, January 16th. Paid political advertisement paid for by the Florida House Republican Campaign Committee. P.O. Box 10307, Tallahassee, Florida 32302. The Florida House Republican Campaign Committee endorses and urges you to vote for Erica Booth, Daniel Perez, and Alex Andrade. Approved by Erica Booth, Daniel Perez, and Alex Andrade. Republicans for Florida House of Representatives.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Scottish Highland Games are for everyone. Why? Athletics, bagpipes, rock and Celtic bands, dancing, food, Scottish beer. Did I say beer? Shopping, games for the wee ones, and border collies. The Central Florida Scottish Highland Games, January 13th and 14th, Central Winds Park in Winter Springs. FLAScott.com. Scottish Highland Games are for you.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Bayer, and this is my brother Jonah.
We're two siblings who love to talk about our childhood and nostalgia and how it shaped us into the people we are today.
Who are absolutely thrilled that the third season of our podcast, How Did We Get Weird, is now out on your listening, wherever you listen.
Check out episodes we've done with Will Ferrell, Jenny Slate,
Weird Al Yankovic,
Jason Isbell,
Kenan Thompson.
The list goes on and on.
Be totally tubular and listen to How Did We Get Weird on Will Ferrell's Big Money Players Network, on the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little asky. This
away for most of you. Congratulations for that. Have fun. Enjoy yourself this weekend. Make the most of it. If you're not in a place where it's going to be absolutely bone-chilling cold, you are in luck, because for a lot of folks, it's going to be, I hate to do this, it's kind of fun to watch a football game when you see the people that cold in the stands.
I'm extremely curious what it's going to look like. Like, how many people are going to show up? How ridiculous will they look? And then how long will it last? Like first quarter versus fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think there's still going to be people there. And C-Lane was telling the prices earlier from StubHub, and there's some pretty good deals, it seemed. So maybe that.
I think they should just for a game like this, at some point, they should open the doors to the public ticket, regardless of tickets.
Just let them in.
Like maybe for the first quarter. For the first quarter, they go, all right, people who want to sit in their assigned seats, you do that. And then after the first quarter, open the doors and first come, first serve. And because, nobody's going to want to be there.
No, it's tough to get people out when it looks like that.
$2,500 a ticket for that club seat that was inside, nice and hot with your corn dogs and all that. And then the seat in front of it is $1.75.
When you say seat, do you mean just literally just one seat and that's how much it costs? It's not the whole club, like the room?
No, they usually price it like by the seat.
My God, Moses, how much was that box for the Garth Brooks concert?
Who pays for things anymore?
It must have been ridiculous. I didn't know box seats where there's just one seat is that expensive. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like imagine what a box would be for Taylor Swift. You got to be talking about like $10,000 or something.
Well, I think a lot of those, and I could be wrong on this, but like you buy the box in the arena or the stadium for the entire year. So then those people are renting it out or selling it to other people.
Right. And the price goes up or down based on what it is.
But I think that, and I might be wrong, and I don't know who would be the one to correct me. I think that when you buy a box for like a season, it's mostly for the sports. I don't know that. I mean, you can have them for concerts and stuff, but I think there are some concerts that could come through and go, no, we're not on board with this box stuff. We're going to do the boxes ourselves. I know that if it was the NFL and like say you had a box at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, and then they were going to have the Super Bowl there, you don't have that box, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure there's limitations to it. I'm sure it depends what package you have and stuff like that.
Yeah, you don't have that box, bro. He's just dropping the hammer on him. All right,
I wasn't dropping it on Moses. I was saying, if there was a box, a hypothetical, bro.
Is that true? Like, so, for a playoff game or a Super Bowl or something, you wouldn't actually get to use it, even though you paid for it? That sucks.
I mean, you paid for it it's probably in the paperwork somewhere.
What would they call it? A private event?
They might option it to you for a buttload of money, but remember when we read through all the paperwork, all the stuff that the NFL gets, all the tax breaks they get, and all the money, like all the percentages of all the food and everything to the NFL.
I hate the NFL. The NFL is the most greedy organization I think I've ever seen in my life. And because everybody likes football so much, they're like, fine. And you'd be like, what do you think about Jeff Bezos? And they'll be like, terrible, evil corporate guy. And they go, what do you think about the NFL? Oh, I love football games. Like, they don't see if nobody knows the thing that Sealing was talking about. When we read that on the air, I was just flabbergasted. They make cities bend over backwards and take it from them because they're like, you're lucky that we're bringing our show to your town. And they for like a year, they can come and not pay any taxes. It's insane to me. Let's say you walk into the front door of a liquor store, Moses, all right? And walking in, you're inside ABC Liquor.
Here.
I know what he's getting.
What is, first of all, you think you actually know what Mo would order if he walked into ABC Liquor?
I know what Mo enjoys.
There's some fancy bourbon?
I think he's a gin guy.
Oh, you a gin guy?
I do a lot of gin, yeah.
Like, do you like Aviation Gin? That's the one from Ryan Reynolds,
I don't think I've done Aviation. I usually do Hendrix.
Hendrix, okay.
Oh, Hendrix is great.
Is it? I don't know anything about gin.
Hendrix is lovely, cool bottle, and then you put a tiny dash of St. Germain's elderflower, and it's the ketchup of liquor. I mean,
really?
It makes it in the sense of like it just you add a little dash of it, and it makes it delicious. Try it.
Moses didn't know if that was good or bad for the.
I guess if you don't like ketchup, but
I know what she's saying.
But it's really good. Yeah.
So Mo, you walk into the liquor store, you see all of the gins, all of the tequilas, you see all of these different things. What do you think? They just now released all the data on this for 2023. What do you think is the number one seller, the best-selling thing in any liquor store in the United States right now? What would be your guess?
Are we just talking liquor? Are we talking liquor and beer?
All of the things. So, like,
all of it.
If it could be liquor, beer, it could be seltzers, it could be all that.
Also, are we talking of sells the most or what is making the most money?
It says best selling, so I'm going to guess that it's just about the amount of cases sold because I think that's what they go into. What sells the most cases or bestseller?
I'll say vodka.
Vodka. You got to be specific.
I got to pick an item?
Yeah.
Smirnoff vodka.
Smirnoff vodka is Moses' guess. What do you think, Sabrina?
The effing vodka.
Effing vodka. All right, you guys are both on the vodka track. You can pick anything in this liquor store. What do you think, C-Line?
Tito's vodka.
You all three went with vodka. It's not vodka. It actually makes
tequila?
me mad. It makes me mad that this is the number one seller.
Tequila?
Smirnoff Ice.
Apple schnapps.
No. The best-selling spirit in the United States of America right now is High Noon. High Noon is the number one seller of everything. And High Noon is the most overpriced.
I was going to say, it's expensive, isn't it?
It is. What do they sell them in? 4-packs?
Yeah.
I think. You sell them in a 4-pack, and they're like...
Is that vodka-based, or is that something else?
I think it's vodka-based. Yeah, I believe so. But they said
we were on the right track, everybody.
Thank you.
At least, yeah, you were kind of close. High Noon is owned by E&J Gallo's Spirit of Gallo Division, which also owns whiskey and tequila brands like Comos and Horse Soldier Bourbon. According to information released by Impact Database, they said they continue to grow in 2023 with 60 million cases sold. How about that?
That's a lot of High Noon.
60 million cases of High Noon. C-Lane, look up case of High Noon cost. We'll figure out how much this company is making off this stupid overpriced stuff. And I hate it because it's good. I enjoy it. I don't mind a High Noon.
Case of High Noon at Target. The variety pack with 4 different flavors that I can't see because I can't zoom in on. $17.99.
My God. Wow. So 17 times 60 is how much money they're making in the millions from those 600 and that's $100 million plus.
What happened to White Claw? I thought everyone loved White Claw.
I guess they're kicking their ass. They're selling way more than White Claw is. And it can't be because White Claw was too expensive. Because White Claw costs a lot of money, too.
That's $1 billion.
That's insane. Oh, my math was that wrong? That it's $1 billion?
Mine was off.
Do 60 times 17.
60. I did 60 times 18 because it was $17.99.
Yeah, that's fine.
And that's 1080.
So $1 billion?
Yeah.
This is why we don't do math.
1.08 billion.
That is insane to me. They said they just released a Snowbird pack. I don't care what they released. I don't want to do an ad for them, but that's very impressive that they're making that much money off that stuff. I would never have guessed that.
Now that I'm back to low carbing it, I can't get my new favorite seltzer anymore, but the Neutral has that cranberry pack that they released over the holidays.
Yeah.
That is refreshing as hell.
There's a bunch of carbs in that?
It's like 4 to 5 per can.
Oh, my God. Was there carbs in the High Noon stuff?
I don't know. I know that White Claw is typically 2 unless you get the surf pack and it's 1.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, C-Lane, you might take interest in this. I know that you've been maybe looking around and talking about cars and stuff. Did you see that Hertz, the rent-a-car company, is selling off like their whole fleet of Teslas that they bought?
Why?
Exactly.
They're selling them off. They thought they were trying to buy like so many of these Teslas because they thought it was going to be the future of their rental business. They don't have to pay for the gas and there'll be all these electric cars. They have 60,000 of them. Right now, they're selling off a third. So they're selling off 20,000 Teslas and they have a website for it and everything. And I think they're going for around like most of them seem to be about $15,000 or $20,000 and you get like a $5,000 credit from the government too. So they go down to like $10,000 or $15,000. And when I was looking at it, I told Boza, I was like, these seem like not a bad deal and they're in really good shape and stuff. But I don't know, with electric cars, if it says it's got 90,000 or 100,000 miles, is there a point where the battery becomes a thing and you go,
yes.
Oh, no, if the battery goes, that's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I think that's one of the, because there's not a whole lot of parts to the electric car.
No. But I also imagine that it doesn't come with a Tesla warranty when other things break. Because from what I understand, like replacing those tires or, some sort of knob that doesn't work, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's expensive and it's not nearly as easy to do if you have, I will say, quote unquote, regular car.
Right.
So there's a lot of people who are going for it and trying to get these deals because they are pretty decent deals overall. But then you end up with a car that's not just like a gas car that has 100,000 miles and you go, all right, I might be able to get 50,000 more out of this, but it's an electric car and you have no idea how to judge what kind of damage that is done to the vehicle.
And in fact, it's where it says Hertz plans to sell 20,000 EVs as it winds down its push to convert a sizable portion of rental fleet to EV. They said in the regulatory filing that they cited the high repair costs to maintain the vehicles.
Yeah.
So pass that on to you. Yeah, you spend the money.
Right, that's what they're doing. When we come back, we're going to do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today we're going to wrap everything up for a Friday. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is The Jim Colbert Show. Crash Test Funny. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey, everybody. Good Friday to you. Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. Hope you're having a great Friday thus far. Upper 70s today, mostly cloudy, breezy. Look for these showers to continue kind of off and on through the afternoon. That'll be a little bit of a lull as we get you on into late afternoon, early evening. Breezy south-southeast winds at 10 to 20. Upper 50s tonight, mostly cloudy, showers, a few isolated storms as we go into the late overnight. Rain chance at 60%. Saturday weather 63, 10% chance of early morning showers. For Fox 35, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jamie King.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. At Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance, you can save up to 60% on select mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Here's to better sleep in 2024. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours.
One of my favorite things about that mortgage guy Don from thatmortgageguydon.com is the fact that he is part of the Real Radio family. That's right. Every Saturday morning, you can hear Don and his crew answer your questions live on the air on the Home Loans Radio Show. And if you're busy on Saturday mornings, that's okay. You can listen to all the informative episodes right there on his website, thatmortgageguydon.com, or, of course, wherever you download podcasts, just search the Home Loans Radio Show with That Mortgage Guy Don. Now, Don's pulling back the curtain on the mortgage business. He's explaining the real mortgage process to you because he wants you to know how it works. He has your best interest in mind. He treats you like a human being and not like a number like all the other mortgage companies would. And that's very important considering that chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table. So let that mortgage guy Don help you get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Hey, Savannah, I was thinking today we could head to one of the big old theme parks.
Yeah, you and 10 million other tourists get ready for 2-hour lines and a 3-minute ride.
Well, let's go to Gatorland.
I was gonna say that, and not just because it's a Gatorland commercial.
We can enjoy all the great animal shows and gators for less, since Florida residents get in for only $17.50 through the end of January.
That's way less than parking at a big park.
Wait, they make your car pay to go to a theme park?
Yep, and the cars don't even get to ride rides.
More fun for less money at Gatorland.
And we don't make your car pay to just sit there.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
Hard Rock Bet presents Legal in Florida.
You can bet the game on Hard Rock Bet. No more betting inside your head. Now Hard Rock Bet is legal in Florida. Now Hard Rock Bet is legal in Florida. Legal in Florida. It's safe, it's legal. We'll repeat that, it is legal. Top rated sportsbook and it's the only one that's legal.
Get a no-regret first bet up to $100 when you sign up now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and over and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMITTED.
Don't miss Classic Albums Live, performing U2's The Joshua Tree and their greatest hits live, note for note, cut for cut. Friday, January 19th at the Hard Rock Live Orlando. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster and the Hard Rock Live box office, 407-351-LIVE.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
This Saturday and Sunday only at Old Navy. Get 50% off all activewear. That's right, get 50% off all activewear for the family. Hurry, it's 2 days only this Saturday and Sunday, only at Old Navy. Valid 113 and 114. Excludes a license and clearance.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like 70s Rock Ride, a commercial-free station featuring the best in 70s rock. Just search 70s Rock Ride and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Wawa is ringing in 2024 in a big way with any 20 or 24-ounce freshly brewed hot coffee for just $2, including their new caramel cream flavor. Pour more of your favorite coffee at Wawa.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Friday and push us into the weekend.
And then I get fed for the first time this week.
I just walked by. I walked by where that hidden room is in my house where you've been saying that there's a little kid that's being held captive.
I'm here.
Which is not true. And when I walked by, the door was open to it, and I go,
"What?
Did Courtney hear the show and question whether there were..."
Double check?
Did she go, let me just double check
so
to see
sweet. I miss her.
because the door was open, and I was like, oh my God, if she went in there to make sure that I don't have a captive little person living inside this secret room of my house, I'm going to lose my mind. Let's go to your final dispatches to get into the weekend. You guys got big plans this weekend? Anything cool going on?
No.
All right.
Not really. Gonna
Sounds
take
exciting.
down my Christmas decorations.
Oh, you're right on the cusp. This is when people start to get judgy and they walk around the neighborhood.
No, I know.
not-
I'm the only one in the neighborhood with it all.
What about you, Moses? This weekend, any big plans in store for you?
Oh, I think I have to do something tomorrow. I don't know. It's just, it never
You got to
ends.
fly to Tampa to cheat on us with another radio show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's going to be doing that. Are you taking your plane out there?
Yeah, we're going right after this.
Oh, man. Have you ever been in your plane where there was actually really bad weather that hit?
We've been in some bad weather before, yeah.
Is it scarier in a plane that
It
size?
can be a little nerve-wracking, but I mean,
Oh.
the nice thing is, when you're in the front seat, you can see where the weather is. So you just turn around or go around it.
Right.
It's kind of cool. Like you can actually see the giant thunderhead clouds and where they are.
Weird.
And you just navigate away from them.
Oh my God.
I'd go right into it.
That's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
let's go. This is
Out of
how
your
I approach
mind.
the law.
All right, let's see here. Let's go to who's going to have the final word today. This is Dinkers talking about that handicap climber.
Hey, News Junkie crew.
Hey.
Happy holidays.
have you not heard about the quadruple amputee that climbed Mount Kilimanjaro?
No.
Kind of interesting. He was also a football player, I think.
Before?
Yeah, really? Quadruple amputee? There's no way that's a thing. Although I say that, and remember when the guy was wanted and they said he was armed and dangerous and he had no arms?
Yeah.
You know the guy I'm talking about? I remember that story and I was like, what the hell? The cops were looking for this guy. They said he had a gun and he didn't have any of his arms.
Was it in his BH?
No, I think he could shoot with his feet. I'm not kidding you. It was an actual story we talked about on this show. I'm not making this up. I remember that being a thing. All right, let's go over to these stories.
Because we're like, he's not armed.
Yeah, and I remember they caught him. That's all I remember about that story. Eventually they got him. Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Brought to you by Nations Trucks. Love our friends over there. Check them out at nationstrucks.com. Whether you want a lifted truck, work truck, a mini truck, a big truck, all the trucks, they got them for you right there on the lot. And check out their inventory at nationstrucks.com. Trump was able to speak, after all, in court yesterday. They gave him about 5 minutes to ramble on a bit as the closing arguments concluded in the case against him. Now, I'll remind you, we already know kind of what's happening here because he could have had a jury and Trump elected not to have a jury. And then they asked for a summary judgment, and the judge ruled against Trump.
Also, his attorney is very particular looking.
His attorney's a character, and
I was taken aback.
The team of attorneys he has in there are trying to work with what they got. But if you try to get a summary judgment, Moses, and then the judge says that they think that you're guilty, and they're finding you like liable for it or whatever, is there any way at the end of the trial that changes, or is it automatically going to be that Trump's found, liable for whatever?
Well, the summary judgment is typically a different standard than the ultimate trial. So you can have a summary judgment that's denied, but then they could rule in your favor in the end. Now, is it unlikely? It could be, but it is technically a different legal standard that the judge is considering.
Wow.
So typically for summary judgment, they have to consider all the facts in favor of the other side.
Okay.
When they're considering it and rule as a matter of law.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see this. I don't know when they'll come up with the final verdict and all that, but it's happening probably next week, I would guess. I don't know. It depends on how this all goes. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's get out of the way. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Moses, I believe in you. You got this.
Oh, this again?
You're going to get all these. Here we go. Today I Learned for a Friday, January 10th, 2024. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Moses, focus in. Today I Learned.
Just give him this, man.
This thing.
Charlie Brown Peanuts.
Yeah, that's right. Charlie Brown Peanuts.
Damn
Today I learned the little red-haired girl in Charlie Brown, the object of Charlie Brown's affection, was based on a woman named Donna, who Charles Schultz fell in love with in his youth. He proposed to her, but she chose another man. They said many Peanut strips where the characters discuss love are based on the dates that Schultz and this girl Donna went on.
Didn't he end up getting married to somebody?
I think so. And it makes it
Awkward.
super uncomfortable, but I guess that's what he did.
And the character based on his wife was a smelly kid.
Yeah, that wouldn't be something that went over well in that house, I wouldn't think. But here we go. I don't even think C-Lane's going to get this. Today I learned this guy.
The Queen.
Stroke me, stroke me.
Billy Squier. That's right. At the height of his fame,
Almost
Billy...
said talent, so I would have been wrong anyway.
Yeah, a different band. Billy Squier's career was abruptly destroyed by the music video for his hit song Rock Me Tonight. Billy Squier believes it's because it was homoerotic.
Oh my God, I know exactly what video you're talking about, and it is brilliant.
Where he's like crawling all over all this
stuff.
stuff.
Oh my God, it is such a piece of masterpieces. And
it is a piece of masterpieces.
As they say.
It's a collage.
I just wanted to curse a lot, and I couldn't. But if you are looking for something to do over the weekend, you watch that bad boy, because it's something else.
It's something. All right, here we go. Let's get out of here. Everybody have a great weekend.
You too, bud.
Today I learned this band.
You'll never know if you don't
Smash Mouth. That's right. Smash Mouth got the idea for All Star, this song, after they received a ton of fan mail, back when that used to be a thing, about their fans being bullied for liking the band Smash Mouth. So they said, let's make an anthem for the people who like this band. Worked out well for them, made them a whole bunch of money. Mo, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next week. Everybody else, we will indeed see you on Monday. Same time, same place. If you missed any of the show, you can get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you next week, everybody.
You might as well swim. My world's on fire. How about yours? That's the way I like it, and I'll never get